very pleasant good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Summit. Adam Gordon along with Russ Small. We are set for the Aeros and the Atlanta Knights. The first of two meetings between these two hockey clubs. They'll get it on at the Omni to wrap up regular season play Friday night. Let's take a look at the starting lineups first for the Atlanta Knights. At left wing, Gerard Gallant. Right wing, Jim Hiller. And at center, Brent Gretzky. On defense, Drew Bannister and Alan Peterson. And in goal, the rookie, well, maybe in stature, but not in play. Derek Wilkinson will start in goal, 2.91 goals against average. A ho-hum 21-15-2 mark. He has been nothing short of spectacular all year long. Taking a look at the Aeros starting lineup. Up front for the Houston Aeros, the line of Al Conroy, Mario Chitteroni, and Vadim Slivchenko defensively. It'll be Steve Jakes and Rob Robinson. And in goal, the man we talked about at the top of the broadcast, Pat Jablonski. And you can see his numbers, 17-9-4 with a 3.44 goals against average. He was 0-4 as a member of the Chicago Wolves when the NHL lockout was taking place. We drop the puck and Aeros bring it up ice now. Here's Al Conroy in over the Aero blue line. It was chipped away and the Aeros are back. Here's Mario Chitteroni now in across the line. He stood up with a big hit by Aaron Bowe, and now the puck is knocked back. Goes into Aero territory along the boards. Here is Rob Robinson turning for Houston. Chipped it along the near side. Chitteroni couldn't clear. Bradshaw pumped him into the boards. Now it squirts down low. Aeros centered. Here's Bowe. Wrist shot. He fanned on it. And the puck was cleared. Back to the line, and it's out at center ice. Slivchenko trying to move it up the right wing boards. Jason Ruff's in there. Now it is Yves Aeros for the Atlanta Knights. They'll move it left to right. Bradshaw, center ice. Looped it into the Aero zone. Goes to the far corner. Steve Jakes is there. Cleared it to the line and out at center ice. It'll go all the way down into the Atlanta Knights zone. They're saying icing, as I thought really Atlanta could have played on. Good way of not. Now they'll go. For a minute there, I was wondering if they're going to call it. They had it indicated. It's washed off. Here come the Knights now. Up center. It's Aaron Gavey trying to move it over the Aero blue line, but it came back to the other side of neutral ice for Atlanta. Now taken away by Houston. Here is Arneal. Had it roll off his stick, and Derek Mayer cleared it for the Knights. Back is Curtis Hunt. Wrapped it up the right side now. It's Kevin Grant. Booms it into Atlanta Knight territory. Along the near side, Derek Mayer poked it to the line. Not out. Held in Arneal. Trying to swing it down for fear, but Gavey took it away. And here come the Atlanta Knights. Out at center ice, it's Brian McReynolds, who's kind of the final deal of that Dan Curry situation. He came over from the Phoenix Roadrunners. Puck along the boards. It'll go down into the Aero zone. And here is Curtis Hunt over to Scott Arneal left side. Jammed the puck to Freer. Freer wrapped up by Gallant. And now it's back into Atlanta Knight territory. Drew Bannister to Gallant. Down the left side. Jammed it into the Aero zone. Into the corner to the left of Jablonski. Here is Jim Hiller. He overskated the puck in the Aeros. Turn it up ice. Mike Moritz across the line with Townsend. Cutting over to the right side. Nice move. Trying to move around Peterson. He's got him locked up. He centered this shot. What a great right pad save by Wilkinson as Townsend trying to redirect one. Now it's Harkins in the corner. Tipped away by Townsend, but fished out by Gallant. And here come the Atlanta Knights. Gallant reversed it into the corner, but Harkins swept it away. It comes to the near side. Harkins centered. Here's Crowley shooting. Oh, great save. Rebound. Score! Mike Moritz off the rebound, and the Aeros take a 1-0 lead.
A terrific play, Adam, by all the Aeros who were on the ice. You got guys that won't even figure in the scoring play who had something to do with that play. Starts with Harkins with a great pass out to Crowley, gets the shot on goal, and there's Maurice with a little backhander. And remember how Maurice really started that charge with his great pass to Graham Townsend, who forced Wilkinson to make a terrific save.
And the work by Townsend in the corner. You talk about Townsend's not going to get an assist, but he did some great work in the corner, Russ.
I'll tell you what else was a great play by Maurice, and it's fitting that he gets the goal, is he let that Harkins pass go to Crowley. He saw that Crowley was behind him in a good position to get a better shot than he could have, so he let it go, and he went right to the net. Crowley took the shot. Maurice put the rebound home, and it's 1-0 Aeros.
Icing the call on the Atlanta Knights. Yeah, the other thing is also your Graham Townsend, who's no slouch with his shot, but he knows that Ted Crowley's got that howitzer.
Yeah, and Crowley let it go. Wilkinson made the save, but couldn't control the rebound. Crowley and Harkins get the assist. Maurice picking up the rebound, letting it go, and a good start for the Aeros. Atlanta, though, is a very good road team. They try to frustrate the home guys. They know you're trying to do something special in front of the home fans, and they don't get down and out if the home team takes a quick lead on them. So don't think they're going to roll over here.
Here's the puck in Atlanta Knight territory. Jason Ruff trying to clear it. He could not. It was knocked away by Conroy. Skate to skate along the boards, and now the Knights clear it. Ruff a pass. Drulia. Here is Aeros across the line with Ruff and Brad Shaw, but the puck is knocked away, and the Aeros turn it around. Jakes trying to feather a pass for Conroy. Now it's Drulia, sends it back. Ruff knocked away Conroy, and the Aeros take over. Curtis Hunt moves it up ice. Hunt down the right side, fired it into the Atlanta Knights zone. Wilkinson out of the cage, and he'll slow behind the net. Here comes Brad Shaw. We've played a little over 3 minutes of the first period. The Aeros lead it 1-0. Puck shot down the ice. Icing the call as Crowley goes back, and play is whistled down. It's 1-0. The Aeros lead it, and we'll have more IHL action from the Summit after this.
Old, new, same. Well, same waves, dude. Same spike.
Maxwell saves it. A three. Touchdown Auburn. Ryan Robinson.
Same teams. Same sports. Same game, new name. HSE is Prime Sports.
There's nothing quite like the great outdoors, and HSE brings the best of the outside world inside. Whether you're into catching a prize-winning bass,
Look at the size of that bad boy.
or enjoy the thrill of the hunt,
Got him! Yeah!
a sportsman's home is out among nature. Beautiful scenery, wide open spaces, and just good old camaraderie. There's no place like the outdoors. Saturdays on HSE.
Mike Maurice is 18th of the year, the only goal thus far, and the Aeros lead at 1-0. Adam Gordon along with Russ Small and Terry Ruskowski wanted to see some gritty play. He got it in the first couple of shifts of this hockey game.
He also wanted to see a goal or two, and he got one early in the game. For a team that's struggling to score, getting that first one and getting it early, that's a big lift.
Crowley, wrist shot, whistled wide of the net. Kevin Grant picks up right side, centered. It hits skates, and Brian McReynolds jumps on the loose puck, cleared it out for Christian Campo. Campo across the line. He's knocked down by Crowley, and the Knights are back at center. Chris LaPuma, this is his first game against the Aeros in some time as a puck is centered now. He had the bad knee, and then for quite a while he was with Tampa Bay as the puck is offside. But LaPuma, who was with Tampa Bay, he had the bad knee with the Tampa Bay Lightning, then came back and has played pretty well. He's an intimidating defenseman.
Injuries are part of the game, and all teams have to deal with it. Atlanta's been hit by some injuries. They've been hit by some call-ups. They've been hit by a lot of things. This is not quite the same Atlanta team we have seen through the course of the year. They've already met 10 times.
Off the face-off, here is Kevin Grant, hoists it into Atlanta Knight territory. Wilkinson out of the net, and now it's Chris LaPuma. He'll skate it to the right side, quick pass, left wing. Here is Aaron Gavey, sends the puck to McReynolds. That was offsides, and they'll bring the face-off back out to center ice. Our referee tonight is Joe Ernst. The linesmen are Frank Prestigiovanni and Todd Anderson. As you look at Joe Ernst, he was not supposed to be the referee tonight. Kevin Mallon was supposed to be the referee, but I guess Mallon missed his flight. So Joe Ernst has graced us with his presence tonight here in the Summit with 4 minutes gone in the first. Aeros lead at 1-0.
Good thing Joe is available. Hope he has a good game. Aeros having a good game so far. We're almost 4 minutes into the first period. They lead the Knights 1-0. Aeros and Knights and San Diego all tied for the 5th playoff spot in the West. Now, they're all going to make the playoffs, but who you play in that first round yet to be determined. And folks, in the playoffs in the International Hockey League, you are reseeded after each playoff round. So being 5th rather than 7th could indeed earn you some home ice advantage a little later on.
Puck is shot down the ice by the Aeros. Icing indicated. Drew Bannister goes back, and he'll touch the puck and play whistle down. Drew Bannister, a defenseman for the Atlanta Knights, teammates with Aaron Gavey, not only as the Atlanta Knights, but with Aaron Gavey at Sault Ste. Marie in the Ontario League, and won the Memorial Cup together. I think it was 2 years ago with the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds.
They ought to know each other pretty well,
I would think.
after all that.
It's kind of interesting the way it works in junior hockey with the Memorial Cup. It's like the Final Four in college hoops. They take 4 teams and a host team, and there you go. You play it off in a round robin. That's the only difference.
Makes for a heck of a tournament. Really does.
Face off to the right of Pat Jablonski, who is yet to be tested, but here is a shot by Peterson right on, and just as we say that, Mr. Jablonski gets his first Houston Aeros save out of the way.
What a great job, by the way, being done by the Aeros management. From Terry Ruskowski, of course, on up to Peter Dineen. They've needed help at certain times this year, and they've found it. Whether it was going out and getting Crowley, who assisted in the first goal, and Harkins, who assisted in the first goal, or getting Conroy, or getting Pat Jablonski, convincing Toronto, let us borrow the guy for a week. When your two goaltenders, who are really the backbone of your team, Troy Gamble and Rob Dobson, both get hurt, and you start scrambling around, you could have ended up with who knows what between the pipes tonight, but they get a good, solid goaltender in Jablonski, and credit to Peter Dineen.
Gamble could have gone, but he said he's about 80%. Here is Mike Maurice now across the line. Maurice left side, cutting in, stumbled, fell, and it's knocked away by Alan Peterson. Now the puck along the left wing. Here is Robinson, a wrist shot blocked in front, and Gerard Gallant jumps on it and moves it out at center. Gallant went over the Aero blue line, looking for the pass for Hiller, but it came off his stick and out at center ice. Gallant rink white pass goes over to the fireboards, but Graham Townsend is there, and now does Mike Maurice neutralize, snap the pass, just missing Harkins, and back are the Atlanta Knights. Jim Hiller. His pass knocked away. He's on loan from the New York Rangers, but originally a 10th round pick of the LA Kings. Now Dave Tippett across the line. Quick shot blocked. And the Knights trying to clear it. Now Arneal comes in there fighting for the puck. Fished out by Freer. Touch behind the net, and they had it jammed away by Alan Peterson. Nice defensive play by Alan Peterson. He's a big kid. He can really reach for the puck, although I shouldn't say kid. Here's a shot by Curtis Hunt right on it. Wilkinson a glove save, and he'll hold on. I mean, Peterson's an NHL veteran, so I wouldn't say kid, but made a nice play on Mark Freer behind the net, because if he doesn't get that puck, Freer's got a good chance at a wraparound and maybe tuck one in behind Wilkinson, make it 2-0.
He also had Dave Tippett going right to the net. Tippett going right at it, right down the slot, and Freer is circling around. Tip going right at it with Jim Hiller trying to hold him off the play. And so it was a good play by Peterson. And the face-off, the circle to the right of Wilkinson.
Now off the draw, here's Mark Freer in the Atlanta zone. Dropped it, Grana drive, deflected by Arneal just over the net. Wow, now the puck centered, and it goes right through the crease. Curtis Hunt a drive, spanked away and deflected Julia, and he'll firing along the boards, and here is Brad Shaw now for the Atlanta Knights. Quick pass for Aeros. Cuts a long pass for Julia. That's going to be icing, but it'll be waved off as Julia centered the shot, and Jablonski down and makes a nice save, and he will hold on. I'm not so sure the Aeros thought it was a two-line pass, but good hustle by the Knights to negate a two-line pass and negate the icing and make a good play.
Well, it sure was a good play by Atlanta, and maybe the Aeros gave it up a little bit. Puck comes right out in front, and the shot taken by Ruff out in front, and a good stop by Jablonski. He's been tested a couple of times. He's been equal to it.
Face off to the left of Pat Jablonski. Off the face-off now. It'll come to the near side. Brad Shaw, a wrist shot, pinball in front. Jablonski is there, and he'll deflect it away. Now the puck out at center, but knocked away by the Knights back at their own blue line. And Aaron Bowe, quick pass for Aeros. He'll swing it into the Aeros zone. Into the corner goes Kevin Grant. Pulls up along the board, skips a pass Arneal. Now out at center ice for Freer. Mark Freer trying to make his move around. Aaron Bowe cannot, but Dave Tippett's got it. Blasts it down low. Freer's pumped into the boards by Aaron Bowe, and now it is Yves Aeros. Aeros trying to clear the zone. He was able to, and now Brad Shaw. A pass left side. Julia busting down the left side. Pulls up, getting set, spins away from the check of Crowley. They're skate to skate in the corner. Still going at it pretty good, but now it is picked up by Brian McReynolds. McReynolds case in the left circle. Knocked away by Arneal. Trying to clear the puck. Arneal hoisted off the puck by Julia. Arneal fell on it, and play is halted with 13:24 remaining in this first period, and the Aeros lead it on Mike Maurice's 18th of the year. It's 1-0.
Scott Arneal and Stan Julia battling in the corner. What a good game Scott Arneal had in the Milwaukee game. This team was desperately looking for somebody to generate some offense. Had a couple with an assist. They broke the goal scoring drought. They won the game. And a big win it was for the Aeros. They've been solid over the last couple of weeks here at home. Atlanta, by the way, comes in winless in their last 5.
Yeah, you talk about the Aeros, how solid they are. As LaPuma lets a shot go, Jablonski the save, but the Aeros in 10 of their last 13 have been in one-goal games, and they're like 18-10-5 in one-goal games this year.
Well, they certainly have had plenty of them to get in good practice.
Here's Christian Campo in the corner. He's pumped into the corners by Curtis Hunt. Puck along the board. Aero territory stripped away by Conroy. Skated out at center ice. Conroy through the neutral zone. Winds, rips a shot in the left pad save made by Wilkinson. Now overskated by Chitteroni. Gavey rolls it along the boards. Campo golfs at it, but he couldn't clear. Curtis Hunt held it in, jammed it back along the boards, but the Knights were there, and they'll clear it down the ice. Icing indicated as Jakes goes back for Houston to touch, and play is whistled down. We'll take time out. Aeros lead at 1-0, and we'll be right back.
We're traveling around Texas to let people try out the new easy-to-play Pick 3 play slip. Oh, here's our first stop. First stop, you guys. Hey! Go.
That was easy.
That was easy.
It was as easy as
1, 2, 3.
looks easy.
So there you have it, folks. Now Pick 3 is easier than ever to play. Sir, have you tried Pick 3? No, it's a great game. We have new slips. No, I'm serious, man. You're gonna...
Let HSE keep you dry with an umbrella of sports coverage this April. First, the NBA lights it up with the Spurs, Mavs, and Rockets as they make a run for the playoffs and jam a few home. Next, the pros take the ice with the Stars and Aeros as they check out the rest of the league. Then the college kids are in full swing when they look to give Mr. Baseball a ride. Finally, it's the Rangers and Astros, and they're full of excitement. Keep dry this April with sports coverage on HSE.
Aeros lead the Knights 1-0 here. First period, 12:44 left in the period among a host of celebrities in the audience here tonight. At the Summit, Bjorn Borg, a part-time resident in Houston. He's playing in the River Oaks tennis tournament. I think between periods here, you can play a little ice tennis. That'll be fun.
Here come the Aeros. Jakes a drive, and it'll go into the corner. They're going to play it on skates, but I guess he was a pretty good skater. Grew up, of course, in Sweden and skated out there.
I think all the tennis players that'll be on the ice between periods have all been skating all their life, playing hockey too.
Here comes Vadim Slivchenko now, speeding down the right side. Slivchenko pulls up, getting sent. Center, Curtis Hunt came in, couldn't corral the puck. And the Knights have got it. McReynolds through the neutral zone. Meanders through the check of Curtis Hunt, brings it across the line. McReynolds jammed it down. Galanet steers in front, but swept away by Jablonski. Now into the corner. Here is Mario Chitteroni. He'll skate it right to left for the Houston Aeros. Chitteroni down the left wing, moves it through the neutral zone, and he'll just shoot it in. Come in for the line change. Bannister for Atlanta. Chipped it along the boards. It came out at center, but Kevin Grant rolled it back into the Atlanta zone where Wilkinson will slow for Bannister. 11:45 to go in the first period. 1-0. The Aeros lead it. Here is Drew Bannister, right side, a pass. Alan Peterson rolled it out at center, and then Jim Hiller was spanked off the puck by Todd Harkins. Now Brent Gretzky down the left side. Gretzky shooting, deflected by Crowley. Gretzky again getting sent at the hash marks to the line, and Peterson couldn't hold it in. It'll go back down into the Atlanta Knights. So the Aeros have been pretty tenacious with their forechecking here in the first 8.5 minutes.
Well, they've forechecked, they back-checked, they checked at center ice. They've done a good job hitting all over the ice.
Now Gretzky, nice move at the line. Shoots, and he ripped it wide. Now the puck near side. Bradshaw centered it out in front, but it's back in for the boards, and Townsend cleared it. Now the Knights back at center. Jim Hiller rolled it into the Aeros zone. Crowley will hustle back to play it. Scampers behind the net and moves it up ice. Crowley from right to left. Out at center. Crowley shoots it into the Atlanta Knights zone. It goes into the corner. Aaron Bowe after it. He's pursued by Freer, but it's rolled away, and here comes Jason Ruff. Julian Ruff and Aru. Pretty good combination for the Atlanta Knights. As it goes in, here's a Ruff shot, and Jablonski! Wow, a big time save. He went to play the puck, and he was a split second getting back, but that's all he needed to make a nice save.
I'll tell you what, it's great to be good. It's great to have a little luck on your side, and Pat was both. Into the corner, he starts to come out, he says, oh no, I better get back and go, because here he comes, and as he's going back, he reaches out and kicks out and somehow makes a stop. Ooh, that was a close call, but Jablonski makes the stop, takes himself out of position, going one way, but reaches back and makes the big stop.
Bradshaw from the point, a shot right on, and there was Jablonski to steer it. A centering pass just missed Drulia. Now Aaron Boa drive, deflected away by Dave Tippett. It's out at center ice. Bradshaw trying to roll it up by Ace, but Aru is there. Now Drulia, worked on by Dave Tippett from Elmira, New York. Turned the puck over to Freer. Mark Freer bringing it over the line, but he's lost control, and here is Rob Robinson at his own blue line, drifting back some more. Now heads up the side. Robinson, a pass, misses Arneal. Icing will be the call as Aaron Bowe will hustle back. Plays whistle down. We're halfway through this first period, and the Aeros lead at 1-0.
Bring you up to date. A couple of games going on in the IHL tonight. Cleveland, after one, leads Kalamazoo 3-0. Indianapolis at Fort Wayne. They are tied at 1 apiece in the second period. Las Vegas will be at Denver. Kansas City at Minnesota later on. Here it is 1-0. Mike Maurice scoring early for the Aeros. We are now midway through the first period.
And a face-off to the right of Pat Jablonski. Al Conroy to take the draw against Brian McReynolds. Drop of the puck, and the Aeros have got it. Here is Curtis Hunt in the corner, pursued by McReynolds, pushed into the corner. Skate to skate along the boards, but now picked up by Christian Campo. Jammed in there by Al Conroy, fished out again by McReynolds. And now out of the net, Jablonski, but he'll let Chitteroni play it. Chitteroni cleared to the line, not out. Mayer a drive, left hand save made, centered pass in front, and Kevin Grant, nice play to take Campo down, but they're going to call it a penalty. I thought it was a pretty good play, but they're going to call it.
When is a penalty a good penalty? Right here. When Kevin Grant had to make this play, or it's probably a 1-1 hockey game. So you sometimes get away with it and there's no penalty call, as you thought it was a good clean play and he'd get away with it. He didn't get away with it, but this is still a good penalty. You just got to go out and kill off the power play. Good shot from the point, scramble in front, more chances, and dumped on the seat of his pants is Campo. And Grant will go out. See, he's right there. The net is open to the side of Jablonski, and Grant has to make I'm okay with that penalty. He needed to do it. One thing I think that I've seen here developing, Adam, is Pat Jablonski not able to tie up the shots. A lot of rebounds out in front. He better hold on to a few.
Here's Drulia on the power play for Derek Mayer. A puck that came down into the corner, but the Aeros trying to sweep it out of there. Jakes jammed it along the boards. Chitteroni fighting for it, but Aeros got him lugged off the puck. Bradshaw on top of the slot. Derek Mayer, right side, a big drive, heads up. That'll take your head off coming at you like that, and play is whistled down as Derek Mayer, he does have a cannon. He let it rip from that right point.
Well, his teammate Stan Drulia is going to have something to say, his teammate and captain, because that was heading right between the left eye and the right eye of Stan Drulia. He really let it go.
As you look at Derek Mayer, you know, the Aeros penalty killing has been outstanding, Russ, and this is why they get in front, they deflect shots like that, but they're second best in the IHL, 83.6%. Unbelievable.
Well, and they have an opportunity here. They had an opportunity there, but it was deflected up high. Aeros have a stiff test facing them here. Kill off the Atlanta power play.
Here is Steve Jakes, and it's shot all the way down the ice, and it'll go down into the Atlanta Knights zone. Of course, you're allowed to shoot the puck down the ice when you're shorthanded. That is part of the rules when you are shorthanded. If the Aeros were at even strength, that would be icing. Here come the Knights on the power play. They've got a minute 22 on the man advantage. Bradshaw across the line, fired it for Aeros, watched by Jakes. Now the puck skims over to Robinson. He'll flip that off the glass, and all the way down the ice it goes. So Wilkinson out of the net to slow, and Bradshaw will try it again. Aeros lead this hockey game 1-0. 8:40 to go in the first. A minute 5 left in the Kevin Grant minor. Here come the Knights now. It is Jason Ruff across the line. Sends it over to Aeros. It went off his stick. Crowley trying to play it, but now Jason Ruff has got it. Jammed it back to the line. LaPuma held it in. Down the left side. Ruff couldn't find the handle, but Aeros got it. Ian Crowley, a couple of 23s. Skate to skate in the corner, but fished out again by Arneal. Now the Knights hold it in. LaPuma, a wrist shot, and Jablonski a stick save. Here's a puck behind as Crowley trying to golf it out of there. Cannot. Stan Drulia, team captain for Atlanta, circles back along the left side. Drulia cutting it down, trying to find Aeros. Ruff trying to center it, snapped it back. Good puck movement by the Knights, though. They've grinded and cycled it along the boards. LaPuma, left point, down low. Drulia, winds, centered. It came out in front. Aeros shot. Jablonski stopped it. Another chance, and that just scampered wide of the net. And there was Crowley to clear it, but not out. Held in by LaPuma. Now Ruff jammed it down low, a shot, and it was deflected by Aeros. Now the puck picked up by the Knights as the power play down to 4 seconds, but the Aeros with the puck, and Curtis Hunt, he'll just skate off the remaining 4 seconds and dump it down the ice. Harkins in after it, but it's knocked away by Aaron Bowe. And here comes Jim Hiller past Jason Ruff through the neutral zone. Back Hiller right side. His teams are at 5 aside. 1-0 Houston. Now Townsend rides Hiller off the puck. It'll come to Mike Maurice. And and it's controlled by Jakes. Center ice pass for Harkins across the line, right in. Then he had to hit the brakes, and his man fell. Shoots! Wilkinson! Oh, stopped it, bobbled it, and then held on. 7:09 to go in the first. Aeros lead at 1-0, and we'll have more IHL action after this.
When you need an auto part, you don't need to search high and low.
I'd never been to an auto parts store before.
A friend said she'd save money doing it herself.
I never would have thought I'd change a headlight.
I told her it was a lot easier than it looked.
The high-low guy told me how, step by step.
Knew she could do it.
Knew I could do it.
She could get a headlight anywhere. What she needed was high-low.
It's the best spot to find out what's going on in the world of sports. The Press Box on top of all the action. Highlights, scores, interviews, and the inside scoop on the deals of the day. Tune into the box.
Tonight at 10:30 on HSE. Your favorite regional sports network is changing. The faces we show and the places we go will remain the same. Simply, same game, new name. HSE is now Prime Sports.
Along with Russ Small, I'm Adam Gordon. 7:09 to go in the first. The Aeros leading it 1-0. And the last regular season HSC telecast will be this Sunday, April 2nd at 4 o'clock. Make sure you note that start time, 4 o'clock. The Aeros and the Minnesota Moose. And will that have some implications? Most likely, yes.
It's also the final regular season home game for the Aeros. And let me tell you, folks, especially some of you who were out here the other night with that tremendous crowd on hand, this is going to be another full house. There's not a lot of tickets left. Get them quickly. Like, come on out tomorrow and get yourself a ticket for Sunday's game, or you're going to get shut out.
You know, it brings a whole new meaning to home game because they're giving away a home that night.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I've heard about that.
You didn't get your key in, or you didn't get your entry in, did you?
No, but I don't think I'm eligible, but that's a heck of a giveaway.
All right, puck is at center ice. Here come the Atlanta Knights. It's brought across the line as Gerard Gallant trying to find Jim Hiller. It was swept over for Gretzky, but knocked away by Robinson, and it's cleared out at center ice. Bannister back to his own blue line, watched by Maurice. Bannister still looking back, and now it is Jim Hiller. He overskated the puck, and here comes Al Conroy down the left side. Shoots, and pad save made by Wilkinson. Conroy again trying to center it, but it's ripped by the Knights all the way down the ice. Again, icing indicated as the Aeros go back. Kevin Grant is there, and the play is whistled down. 6:12 to go in the first, and the Aeros up 1-0.
Not a big line, a feisty kind of line that Terry Ruskowski started the game with. He had Chinnaroni and Conroy and Slivchenko. See what he's got now. Kevin Malgunas is out. Mike Yeo is out without Conroy. So some changes on the fly by Terry Ruskowski as he tries to get his team ready for the playoffs and playing its best hockey at the end of the season. That's the key.
Malgunas, who's been out of the lineup a little bit with the bad knee. This is his first game back as a puck is centered, and the Knights clear it, but not out. Curtis Hunt held it in, but now it's picked up by Gavey, and Derek Mayer across the line. Mayer, he's given a hip check by Curtis Hunt. Puck in the corner now. In there fighting for it, it's Mike Yeo. Skate to skate with Gavey as a couple of rookies into the corner, dueling it out. Now Hunt and Campo trying to jostle along the boards. Gavey fished it out, rolled it over to the near side for McReynolds, spun away from Kevin Grant, but it's chipped away by the Aeros. Not out. Gavey again along the right side, rolled it behind the Aero net, and here is Curtis Hunt. Hunt reversed it along the boards for Kevin Malgunas. Can he get it out of there? No, he's bumped by Gavey. They continue to go at it in the corner. Play will be halted with 5.5 to go in this first period. 1-0. The Aeros lead it. You know, even though there's a little pushing and shoving here, Russ, we talked about taking the body. I'm surprised a game of this importance, really not a lot of hitting right now.
Well, to some extent, Adam, maybe they're being a little careful not to take penalties. The checks have been good ones. Like Curtis Hunt getting a hip out there and breaking up the play. Good check by Hunt on Mayer. There have been some good hitting. You're right. They're not going crazy. They're not trying to line up anybody. They may be a little afraid of taking penalties. They know they don't want to get into a penalty-laden game and play shorthanded a lot. But there's been some good hits, some good skating. Been a good first period. It's just 1-0. Aeros lead, 5.5 to play.
Knights win the draw, shoot the puck deep into Aero territory behind the net. Rob Robinson trying to get it out of there. It's along the twine as the Knights bang away at it. It almost came out in front. Jablonski can't quite corral it. We're going to get a penalty. penalty. I think the Aeros are going to get nailed for it. It's going to be a trip, and the Atlanta Knights will get their second power play as they trail 1-0, and Mark Freer has that guilty look on himself, and he will be going to the box.
Funny thing is, it happens on the exact same spot in the ice as the Kevin Grant penalty earlier, which is our only penalty to date in this game. Right to the right of Pat Jablonski, Mark Freer involved with Aeros, and Freer dumps him much as Grant dumped his combatant earlier. Oh, there it is. Get the stick right in the skate and flip him. Freer goes out.
What a year Mark Freer is having. 32 goals, 39 assists, 71 points, tied with Arneal. He is slowly getting the offensive generation going once again. It had been some time. I think he went through that drought with like one goal in like 10 games, but he's really getting it lit up.
And there was really a time here in midseason, Adam, where he carried the offensive load.
Puck is back into the Aeros zone. It came out in front, but Dave Tippett turns it around for Houston. Remember, they're short-handed here, so Tippett will just shoot it all the way down the ice. In after it's Arneal. He overskated the puck, and Derek Mayer now put it out at center ice. Stan Drulia across the line. Drulia makes his move, shoots, ripped it just wide, and then Jablonski had to play it on a hop. Played it pretty nice. I think he looked like he was ready for Astros training camp.
Very heads-up play by Jablonski. Seems to know immediately that as that puck bangs off the boards, it's going to be coming back out in front. The shot is taken. It goes well wide, but he knows exactly where it's coming. It might have got past him and landed in the slot, might have hit him in the back and dropped in the goal, so he knows right away he better grab that. Good heads-up play.
Well, one thing we've seen all year, Russ, is how many weird hops the puck takes along the boards. That's one disadvantage for Pat Jablonski. Never played in here.
Well, maybe it's an advantage. He takes nothing for granted.
That's true. Now the puck along the near side. Here's Jason Ruff. I'm sure Gamble and Dobson probably told him, hey, watch the corner to your left there. Here is Aeros in that vaunted corner with 1:05 on the power play. It comes back to the line. The drive deflected away. Puck came out in front. The shot. It stopped. Now back to the line. Mayer to the line over to the left side. Shaw centered. Jason Ruff right in. Oh, what a stop by Pat Jablonski. Holy smokes. And Aeros, a little frustrated, takes a poke at Al Conroy. But Pat Jablonski, I think, ends up making an outstanding glove save along with a right pad.
And he puts the glove right on the ice next to him to cover a little more room, and Ruff obliges by putting the puck right in the net. He gets in behind Curtis Hunt, makes a move to his right, back to his left, and then slides it right in. Hey, maybe he didn't know it was a goaltender with the glove on the right hand. Maybe he thought that was stick side. But Jablonski, just the opposite of many goaltenders and the Aero goaltenders, he had the glove over on that far side.
Wow. Now a face-off to the left of Jablonski. You know, I'm almost not sure. He had that glove about 3 inches away, 4 inches away from his leg. I'm not so sure that may have tucked behind the glove into that pad. It's hard to see from that angle. But he made a great save.
It didn't go in. I know that. It didn't go in.
Yeah, don't beat a dead issue, Adam.
That's right.
It didn't go in.
I don't care what he stopped it with. I don't care. He stopped it. Big play.
Here is Steve Jakes behind the net now for Houston. There's still 46 seconds remaining in the Atlanta Knight power play. And the Aeros take the puck and shoot it down the ice. Here is Aaron Bowe harassed by Arneal. Takes the puck away. Now tip it in after it as Wilkinson comes out of the net. But it's chipped away for Aaron Bowe. Reversed it back behind the net for LaPuma. Half a minute to go in this power play. 3:37 to go in the first. 1-0 Houston. Puck to the line. And the Aeros couldn't hold it in. Here comes Gretzky. 2-on-1 with Hiller as Tippett hustles back. Puck centered. LaPuma was in, but he lost the puck. Here is Rob Robinson now for the Houston Aeros. Penalty down to 13 seconds. He says, hey, that's enough for me. I'm going to just rip it down the ice, and that should just about do it. As the Aeros look like they've killed off the second power play of the night. Here comes LaPuma across the arrow line. That's offsides, and the faceoff will be brought back to center with 3:10 to go in this first period. And the Aeros leading 1-0. There's just a second remaining in the Freer minor.
But now how does it work? If they call 2 penalties against the home team in a row, then they're due to get a power play, right?
Here's my
Isn't
rule
that
book.
the rule?
Yep. Rule 53 C or something like that.
I think that's what it's the makeup rule. If you get 2 successive penalties against the home team, if they happen on the same spot on the ice in the same period on a Wednesday night in late March, then the next penalty has to go against the visiting team. You watch and see if that doesn't happen.
One thing that is always amazing about you is your preparation. And now Harkins preparing on a breakaway, shoots, scores! Oh yes, what a goal! Todd Harkins on a breakaway, and it's a 2-0 hockey game.
In our opening, Adam, we talked about a couple of guys who needed to find a goal-scoring touch again. And ladies and gentlemen, that number 9 was one of them. He went 6 games without scoring a goal. He was doing his thing. He was helping other people, but he picks it up at center ice off the stick of Drew Bannister. And all the way he goes, finds his spot, goes with the shot, and beats Wilkinson. Is he a happy guy? You bet he is. He's got a goal and an assist tonight, and it's 2-0 Aeros.
At the 16:59 mark, Aeros lead it 2-0, and now it is Curtis Hunt right back. He'll shoot the puck into the Atlanta zone. After it, Bannister. It's jammed away. Slipchenko trying to chip it away, but Aaron Gavey is there. And now it is Brian McReynolds to center ice. He lost the puck. Aeros turn it around. Chilleroni trying to roll it in, but Slipchenko couldn't get after it. Here comes Bannister. He'll shoot it into the Aeros zone. Now back Robinson left side. He's unloaded on by McReynolds, but got the puck out of the zone. Shaw over the line. Centered it. It'll go over to the near side. Nobody there for Atlanta. And the Aeros corral the puck. They'll shoot it out at center ice. Atlanta back to their own blue line. Derek Mayer stutters into the Aeros zone. Makes the move. Lost the puck, and the Aeros are back. Kevin Grant off the boards. But the Knights are there. Stan Drulia now in his own zone. Drulia moves it up ice. Now hands it back to Mayer. Here comes Yves Aeros through the neutral zone. Hands it over to Jason Ruff. In across the line. Dropped it back. Bradshaw left side. Ryan shoots right on. Jablonski the save. Here is Kevin Grant. He will turn and clear it out at center ice. Derek Mayer again at neutral ice. Ripped it into the Houston Aeros zone. Jablonski able to slow it. And now it is Rob Robinson. Robinson's pass knocked down by Aeros, but bats itself over to Robinson, and he'll clear to the line. Did he get it out? Shaw couldn't hold it in as he ran into a former teammate at Ottawa, Mark Freer. The Aeros turn it around. Tippett crossed it up with Arneal. Here comes Crowley smoking down the left side to Tippett a drive, and then Jason Ruff lowered the boom on Tippett as he let the shot go. It went wide. Now the Knights take over. Stan Drulia at center ice. His pass for Bradshaw. Moves it through the neutral zone. Hits the line. Getting set. Centered right in, and he lost the puck. Jason Ruff came firing in down the left side. Now on the boards, Jason Ruff left side again. Shoots. That hit Jablonski. Rebound in front. Here's the shot. Hit the post. Wow, Drulia cranked it off the post. Now it's center ice. Mark Freer shoots it into the Atlanta zone. It was rejected, and back at center. Townsend shoots, and a great glove save by Wilkinson. He'll hold on. A penalty coming up to the Knights. We'll bring it to you when we return. 2-0 Aeros. We'll be back.
Jason Ruff goes out for Atlanta, slashing. Adam, I'm not really surprised because he has been stoned so many times tonight already in one period by Jablonski. He's got to be frustrated, and he takes it out on the other end of the ice. Under a minute to play in the period. Aeros power play.
They'll get 1 minute here and about a minute or so in the second period. Here's Robinson, a shot deflected just wide. Here is Maurice again on the power play. Maurice with Harkins and Townsend. Maurice right side, getting set, stick handling some more at the hash mark. Still the puck, now waiting, back to the line. Crowley, one-time shot, pounded wide, rebound. It was centered, but right to the Atlanta Knights. Jim Hiller, he'll shoot it down the ice. Jablonski out of the net. He'll slow with half a minute to go in this first period. The Aeros lead it 2-0. Crowley to the left side. Robinson booms one into the Atlanta Knights zone. It'll go to the far side. Maurice first one there. Maurice moving it in. Lost the puck, and the Knights come racing out at center ice. Brett Gretzky left side. Shoots it over for Drulia, cutting down right wing, but that's knocked away, and it goes up and out of play, and play will be halted with 11 seconds to go in this first period. And the Aeros lead it 2-0. Brent Gretzky, yeah. Don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out the younger brother of Wayne Gretzky as you look at Pat Jablonski. But, you know, the interesting story about Gretzky, and you ask him, he says, I scored 180 points when I played juniors, but my brother never assisted on any of them. He gets all the talk. You know, his brother is in his 30s. When he left home at age 14, Wayne Gretzky I'm talking about, of course, Brent was what, 3 years old? So he really never got to know Wayne, but he prepares to take this face-off. He says he talks to Wayne maybe twice a year. Once on the birthday, once at Christmas. As a pass comes over 2 lines, and that's a 2-line pass. You cannot shoot the puck over 2 lines anywhere, except, of course, if you look at the goal lines. The goal line is not really considered a line in hockey, except, of course, for the goal. And it's also an indicator for icing, but it is not involved when you're talking about a 2-line pass. As Brent Gretzky, you get another good look at him. Looks a lot like his brother. In fact, skates a little bit like him. Kind of a hunched over a little bit. Not nearly as much as Wayne is, but has some similarities as he faces off against Al Conroy. Drop of the puck, and it was a false start, and they'll try it again. Al Conroy, who prepares for this face-off, he will be with Russ Small coming up at the first intermission. Get to talk with him, and also, hey, don't forget to have your pencil ready. We're going to sell a little Aeroware in that first period intermission, so get your pencil and paper ready and write down the phone number. And I'll tell you, this Aero merchandise is going fast, and you know, don't kid yourself, especially with it being the inaugural season. I mean, you should get this stuff because I think it's going to have more than just, you know, a wear value. It should have a little bit of a sentimental value. It might be worth something. The Aeros inaugural IHL season. And what a season it's been. 4 seconds to go in the period. The Aeros win the draw, and Robinson will just shoot it down as the buzzer sounds, ending this first period. So the Aeros, they come out in the first 2 or 3 shifts, dominate play, get 1 goal, then wait for a mistake, a turnover at center ice by Drew Bannister, and Harkin scores on a breakaway, and the Aeros have a 2-0 lead after a period of play. When we return, Russ Small will chat with Al Conroy. We'll have that right after this. Well, folks, no, this is not hockey you're watching. This is tennis on ice. Bjorn Borg, Karl Novacek, and a cast of many here playing a little tennis on the ice. I guess they're warming up. I guess they're going to have a real game here. I'm kind of interested to see how that's going to work out. So these guys are really accomplished skaters growing up in Sweden, so it should be a lot of fun. But a lot of fun it's been watching Al Conroy in his 3rd game with the Houston Aeros, and he's going to add a lot from the defensive side as well as offensive side, and he's standing by with Russ Small. Russ?
Adam, thank you very much. We're downstairs with Al Conroy, and Al and the Houston Aeros leading 2-0 after 1 period. That's a pretty good period for you guys out there.
That's a great start. After struggling to score some goals, we got an early one, and I think it really gave us a big lift.
You starting to feel at home at all here in Houston after the trade? It was a recent trade from Detroit, and a team was on the road, but now you've been home for a little bit.
Well, actually, I haven't. After Saturday's game, I flew home to help my wife pack up and try and get down here. So I actually just got back into town last night. I haven't had a chance to practice with the team, but I think my head's a little bit better now. I had a tough weekend just mentally, and I'm a little bit more into it now.
Well, of course, you come here, at least you know some of the guys on the team. You got history with the Philadelphia Flyers, and while with the Flyers, played with Dave Tippett, Mark Freer, so you know some of the guys.
Definitely, that helps a lot. Played with Troy Gamble about 9 years ago in junior. So that definitely makes the change a little bit better, and you know, the rest of the guys are definitely good guys, so I don't see any problems.
Now, when you go with a guy like Dave Tippett from just a regular old teammate in Philadelphia, now he's player coach, you know, so do you have to call him sir and coach?
Well, I called him sir before. He's that much older than I am, so that won't be a problem. Dave's a great guy. I'm sure he handles the player and coaching business professionally, just like he handled just being a player professionally, so I don't see any problems there at all.
You know, on the ice right now in the intermission, entertaining the people of the Summit, are some tennis players from Europe who grew up skating and played tennis and now are doing both at the same time. You spent the early part of your career in Switzerland, Italy, Germany. Can you give us an idea of the difference between the European brand of hockey and what you're playing here in the States?
Well, it's definitely maybe a higher skill level. The physical play isn't involved nearly as much. In fact, they would rather you not hit them at all. So I had a little trouble with that, getting used to not taking the man out. Sometimes you'd get a penalty just for a good hit, so that took a while to adjust to. But their physical play is out, and their tempo of play is extremely high, so you have to be in good shape.
Well, Al Conroy, good first period. I'm glad to see you're feeling more at home with the Aeros and help lead them to a Turner Cup. That'd be just great.
That would be great. Thank you.
Al Conroy of the Aeros. Aeros lead 2-0 here at the end of 1 period at the Summit in Houston, Texas.
Welcome back to the Summit. We're in the first period intermission. Adam Gordon along with Russ Small. A 2-0 hockey game. And I'll tell you, Al Conroy, you asked him about that first period. It was a tremendous first period for the boys.
Well, it was a great first period for the Aeros. They did everything we wanted them to do. They played solid in goal. Pat Jablonski made some terrific saves. You just ask Jason Ruff what it was like trying to put the puck past Pat Jablonski. They took advantage of their opportunities, made a great play. Everybody on the ice working together for the first goal, then a great individual effort by Todd Harkins for the second goal. They played a solid period. They deserved their 2-0 lead.
The Aeros came out in that first shift or so and dominated play as we take a look at the highlights, and it resulted into a goal.
Well, a terrific pass made by Harkins. Maurice lets the puck go to Crowley. Crowley gets the good shot away, and Maurice is right there to bang home the rebound. Wilkinson made the first save, but couldn't control the rebound. So really a terrific play made by everybody. Another look at the same thing with Maurice there to bang home the rebound, and Mike's a happy guy.
But then you turn it over to Drew Bannister, and that's the key word. Watch the turnover. Oh, you take it, Harkins. 6 games without a goal. He says, I've had enough.
And he's got to be thinking that on the way in. That's it for this Trout. I'm going right in. I'm going to pop it home, and he does. And as he happy turns, bangs on the glass, he is happy. But you're right, Bannister just made a bad play. And you got to be able to take advantage of a bad play, and Todd Harkins did that. He had made the pass to set up the first goal. He now gets the second goal. A 2-point first period for Todd Harkins. And boy, you can score a goal late in that period like that, and that really makes you happy, really gives you a lot of momentum besides just a 2-goal lead.
And really, I think you look at that period, I thought the Aeros skated really well. Really skated well.
They skated well, they hit well, they shot well, they played well in goal. It was a good period.
Take a look at those first period stats. They're brought to you by James Coney Island Restaurants. The Knights actually outshot the Aeros, believe it or not, 13-11, but that is 13 saves for Pat Jablonski, 9 of 11 for Derek Wilkinson. Aeros still without a power play, but they still have about a minute or so, a little over a minute to start the second period. The Knights 0 for 2 on the power play, 1 penalty for 2 minutes for Atlanta, 2 for 4 minutes for the Houston Aeros.
Well, and let's not kid anybody. Let's not tell you that Atlanta didn't do anything right out there. Atlanta had some good chances. Jason Ruff had a couple of great chances. We talked about the one low along the ice that Jablonski made the save on. Standrulia had a great chance on a power play. They had some chances as the shots on goal bears out. So don't think this was a cakewalk. This is a hard-earned 2-0 lead, and Atlanta's not dead yet.
They're the defending Turner Cup champions. Don't ever rule them out. We'll have more from the Summit right after this. It's 2-0 hockey game here in the first period intermission. Adam Gordon along with Russ Small here. We've talked about Mike Maurice off and on this year. We talked about Harkins and Slivchenko, the fact they went 6 games without a goal. Mike Maurice went 4 games without a goal, so he got a big goal as well.
Well, it's a matter of working hard, and if you work hard, you're going to get opportunities. And what did he do? He went right to the net. Earlier in the play, we showed you the highlight a moment ago, but he's very much involved even earlier in the play in keeping the puck in the zone and working it around. And then when he sees Ted Crowley in position to shoot, instead of just watching what's going on, he goes right to the net and works hard to get there, and it's from that position that he's able to bang home the rebound. If you work hard, you're going to get some opportunities, and that's how Mike Maurice scored that first goal tonight.
And that takes us to the Columbia HCA scoring summary brought to you by Columbia Hospital. Mike Maurice is 18th of the year at .225 from Ted Crowley and Todd Harkins. And then Harkins says, hey, I got the assist. I need the goal. 16:57 is 26th of the year, unassisted. And the Aeros have a 2-0 lead. And we'll have more from the Summit after this. It's 2-0. The Houston Aeros leading the Atlanta Knights, and we are just about ready to start the second period of action. And let's take a look at some more of that Houston Aeros apparel. And you're looking at an official Aeros cap that has a team color crown with a contrasting visor. It is constructed of wool and is adjustable for a comfortable fit for any fan. You can complement the cap with this great looking Aeros golf shirt, and it's available in 3 sizes: medium, large, and extra large. Either of these items make a great gift. Order, call 1-800-423-2121. Cap sell for $19.95. The golf shirts are $29.95 plus $3.95 shipping and handling. 30-day money back guarantee of satisfaction. So have your credit cards ready and call 1-800-423-2121. Ask for hockey, then ask for Aeroware, and you can be looking just like that. A hat and a jersey. There's a nice Aero jersey. Now those aren't going to run you $39.95. Those jerseys, maybe $395.95. That'd be more in the ballpark.
Actually, the team raised a lot of money earlier this year for the Aeros charities by auctioning off, remember those tie-dyed shirts we wore on Woodstock night or whatever we called it?
Aerostock.
Aerostock night. Hey, good name. And they auctioned those off, and they got a lot of people to donate a lot of money. They got some terrific souvenirs, but charity, of course, was the big winner. So those jerseys can be expensive, but when sold for the right cause, it's worth it.
Well, give you a case in point, Scott Arneal's jersey, which is the one that comes to mind, I think, went for over $800. And Mario Cittaroni's was not far behind. I mean, there's $1,500 plus right there going to charity, and they auctioned off like 20 jerseys, something like that.
Yeah, it was a terrific idea, and it was well received. As this 2-0 lead has been well received at the Summit. Just one more home game for the Aeros. It'll be Sunday against the Moose. We'll have it on HSE, and I would suggest you waste very little time in getting your ticket for Sunday's game because it's almost sold out as it is. And still a lot to be determined, Adam, in terms of the Western Conference and the seedings and what happens. There's your top four, and then there's Houston and San Diego and Atlanta all tied for number 5. One of them's going to be 6. One of them's going to be 7. So you're going to play Vegas, or are you going to play Phoenix, or just who are you going to play in the first round? Still to be determined.
I'll tell you what, I would love to see a Milwaukee Aeros series go. I mean, I know it wouldn't be home ice advantage, but boy, it'd be some great hockey. Those teams have played some outstanding games this year. Don't forget now, Aeros are on the power play to start this second period. They've got exactly a minute remaining in it. Here's the puck shot into the Atlanta zone, but it's quickly cleared by Julian. Down the ice it goes, and then Derek Wilkinson fell behind the play, and he was a little slow to get up. I wonder if the knee may be just a little bothering him. He was getting up rather slowly. Here is Bannister, right side. Bannister in the Arizona shot, and a stick save made by Jablonski. Townsend, a rink-wide pass knocked away by Bannister. McReynolds fighting for it. He's got it. He'll skate it out at center ice. Tippett trying to fight for the puck, and now it's taken by Freer. Mark Freer across the Atlanta blue line. That's knocked away. So the Aeros a little stagnant here in this power play, and they'll try it again. Tippett shoots right on Wilkinson. The save did not see the rebound, but Stan Drulia did, and he'll shoot it down the ice. Down it goes into the Aero zone. A minute gone in the period, and about 10 seconds left in the power play. 2-0 Houston. Hunt, right wing boards for Slivchenko. Moves in across the line, and he's tripped up, and he got a centering pass, and we're going to get another Atlanta Knight penalty rather, as Slivchenko. Boy, does this guy have some speed. He turned on the jets, and Lipuma will go off.
Well, I don't think Lipuma thought that Slivchenko could get around him to the outside. He took the inside. He said, let me see what kind of speed you have. And then he said, whoops, that was a mistake. I better dive across and take him out. And he did. He probably was going for the puck, but he didn't get the puck. He got Slivchenko, and that's a trip. And the Aeros did not get a lot going on that first power play, neither late first period, and especially not in this minute of the second period. They never got anything going here. Now they get to go right back on the power play to try to add to their 2-goal lead.
Face off to the left of Derek Wilkinson. Slivchenko, who drew the penalty right there. He's so deceptive because you look at him and you think, okay, I've got my angle on him. He's going as fast as he possibly can. Then all of a sudden, when you think he's got it in high gear, he's got it in turbocharge.
Well, we talked about Harkins and Slivchenko, 6 games each without a goal. Harkins has his. Let's see if Vadim gets his.
You know, it's Conroy. Couldn't find the handle, and Hiller will turn and shoot it down the ice. So the Aeros will go back. Jablonski out of the net. He'll leave it for Ted Crowley. Crowley now will move it from left to right. Weaving up and out of his zone. A pass. Chitteroni got behind the D. He's right in! And a great defensive play by Mayer to catch him and pry it away. Now the puck down low. Chitteroni. He takes a hit, but still with it. Now rolls it over to Al Conroy. Conroy along the boards, trying to jam it down. Chitteroni right back Conroy. Aeros move the puck on the power play. 1:21 left, but a pass that goes awry, and it's back out at center. Crowley for Slivchenko. Makes the move at center. Hits the line. Slivchenko drifting down the left side. Still the puck. Dangling. Top of the slot. Now cuts in, and again he's hauled down, but this time no penalty. Oh, wow. They felt he took a dive there, and I don't think you were going to see the Atlanta Knights go down 2 men. It was going to take a little more than that. It could have been a penalty, but it was not, according to Joe Ernst. Here is Ted Crowley now. Slivchenko hits the line again. Cutting in. Quick shot. Wilkinson got a stick on it. Slivchenko, first one to the puck to the line. Tippett couldn't hold it in. It came out at center for Stan Drulia. Tippett knocked it free, trying to move it up the left side. Drulia, good work along the boards, but finally the Atlanta Knights come up with it. Here is Aeros for Drulia. Knocked away by Harkins. And it's back out at center ice for Aeros, and he jammed it into the Aeros zone. Half a minute to go in the power play. 17-19 to go in the second. Aeros lead at 2-0. Grant for Houston to Harkins off his skate. Jakes has to hustle back. Now it is Kevin Grant again in his own zone. A pass out at center for Mike Maurice. Turns up ice. Maurice charging down center ice and across the line. Hooked on the play but got it over. Yo along for Harkins. The drive, and it was stuck aside by Wilkinson. Now in behind the net. Maurice fighting for it. Jakes was in there as well. Maurice fished it out. Here's Mike Maurice. Base of the right circle. Back to the line. Jakes. Wrist shot deflected in front. It hit Yo but couldn't get it on goal as the penalty is over. Teams at 5 aside. Maurice back to the line for Jakes. Rolled it into the corner for Harkins. Jammed it back to the line. Grant rolled it in behind. Here is Yo. Centered. Oh, and I don't know if Maurice expected that. It came right through the crease and wide. Here is Jason Ruff the other way across the line. Shoots. And he fired a wrist shot just wide of the net. Here is Jakes. Snaps a long rink-wide pass that goes all the way down, but we're going to get a whistle and some penalties when we return. 2-0 Houston. We'll be back. With the Aeros leading 2-0, Kevin Grant found it rough going as he's in the box with Jason Ruff, and we'll go 4-on-4 now for a couple of minutes, and that'll open up the ice a little bit for the Aeros and Knights to do a little wheeling.
We got a good picture there. Kevin Grant shaking his head no. Did you ever see a guy in the penalty box nodding his head yes? Good call. Yeah, I did it. I did it. Good call. Never. Always shaking their heads. No, I don't believe he called that.
Oh, yes. Here is Jablonski now off the faceoff. He'll leave it behind the net for Curtis Hunt. Swept it away, but not out. Mayer held it in, jammed it into the corner. Now the teams are at 4 side here as the puck is in the Aeros zone. It is Curtis Hunt, a pass to the left side for Al Conroy. Conroy across the line. The puck got up on him, and the puck was deflected up and out, and it was brought back in offsides as Steve Jakes right there. Couldn't quite hold it in with 4 minutes gone in the second. 2-0 Houston.
The 11th of 12 meetings this year between the Aeros and the Atlanta Knights. And the final meeting comes on Friday night in Atlanta.
A game, by the way, that you can watch on Paramount, or I should say UPN 20. And then the Aeros wrap up regular season play at home here against the Minnesota Moose, a game you can see right here on HSE. Here is Steve Jakes. He moves the puck out to the right side, Tippett across the line, springing Conroy right in. Oh, and Wilkinson, a right pad save as Conroy bidding for his first Houston Aero goal, and there was Wilkinson up to the task.
Good break by Conroy, took a good shot, but Wilkinson played the angle. Tippett and Conroy, teammates at Philadelphia. Conroy right from the dot gets it on goal, but Wilkinson knew the angle, played it, and just stayed there and let the puck hit him. Good, well-played effort by Derek Wilkinson, but he's been beaten twice, and the Aeros lead 2-0.
Face off to the left of Wilkinson, Freer and Arneal with Crowley and Robinson as Wilkinson, 21 years of age. Off the face-off, the Knights have got it. Aaron Bowe rolled it along the boards. Here come the Knights up and out of their zone. It's Bradshaw weaving through neutral ice, in over the line, getting set, trying to find Drulia. Crowley imprints him along the boards with a solid hit. Then Arneal forces Aeros into the corner, and Crowley's got 2 of them locked up. He says, give me a third. Well, there's only 2 more out there, Ted. You did your job. Now it is Freer along the near side, watched by Bowe, and here comes Rob Robinson, charging up and out of his zone. Robinson in across the line. Robinson makes the move, lost the puck. Out of the net, Wilkinson leaves for Aaron Bowe, but Freer takes it away. Here's Mark Freer, right in, centered. Here's Robinson, the shot. Great save by Wilkinson. Loose in front, and Wilkinson down and makes another good save, and he will hold on with 15-10 to go in the second. And the Aeros lead it 2-0.
Great setup by Freer to Rob Robinson, but once in a while, when a guy like Freer makes that setup halfway to Robinson. He says, oh, geez, I wish you were a forward who knew how to score. And Robinson comes in, and the puck is bouncing a little bit, and all he can do is get a fairly harmless shot on goal. Then a rebound is stopped by Wilkinson. But a great pass by Mark Freer and a good effort just to control the bouncing puck by Rob Robinson.
Robo got his third of the year against Milwaukee there in that 4-3 win. Come on.
I'm sorry, did it seem I was ripping him? I'm just saying it's such a great setup that if he knew how to bury it, it would have been buried.
Here's a puck right in, score! Wow, what a setup there. Chitteroni will bury that, and it's 3-0 like that.
Well, I'll tell you what, we have had a couple of goals scored tonight, Adam, that come from out of nowhere and surprise the heck out of the Atlanta Knights. The Harkins goal unassisted, and this one, Curtis Hunt just sends it to the goal, and how did he get there? How did Chitteroni get alone out in front? I'm sure the Atlanta Knights and Coach John Parrish Jr. would like to know what was that guy doing there.
Wait a minute, they've got a little ketchup wrappers and hot dogs down there from setting up camp down there.
Yeah.
Chitteroni was all alone looking for a friend, and Curtis Hunt said, here, this is a puck, you know what to do with it. And I think he went 5-hole on Derek Wilkinson, and it's 3-0 Houston.
That's a couple of times tonight Chitteroni has found his way in behind the defense. Remember earlier he took a terrific lead pass and went in to get an opportunity on Wilkinson. This time he's just camped there. He got in behind the D, standing right out in front of Wilkinson, and all of a sudden Curtis Hunt makes the perfect pass, and Chitteroni puts it home.
Chitteroni stays out with Slivchenko. Hunt and Jake sets a 4-on-4 goal with 15:05 to go in the second period.
And we've got a misconduct penalty called on Brian McReynolds.
So he goes into the box, and he is lost for 10. Here come the Knights. Gretzky in center. And he rolls it from there and across the line. Swings Gretzky, winding, shooting, and it whistled wide of the net. Chitteroni stumbled, couldn't get the puck out of the zone. Hiller fished it free with a shot. Jablonski, a stick save. Now Gretzky back to the line. We're still 4-on-4. LaPuma at a left point. A shot and a glove save made by Jablonski. He'll roll it to Chitteroni. Trying to swing away from LaPuma. He'll poke it to the line, but not out. Held in by the Knights, but back is Curtis Hunt, who got that nice assist on the Chitteroni goal. Quick pass center. Here comes Slivchenko left side. Pulls up, spins around as now we're back 5 aside. Puck centered. Wilkinson knocked it away. Here come the Atlanta Knights now. A long lead pass. Gretzky got behind the D, but he lost the puck, and Crowley is back. He'll toss him into the boards. Robinson now with Jason Ruff in the corner to the left of Pat Jablonski. It'll come along the near side to the line. Bo, a shot ricocheted wide. Here is Gretzky now, left side. Brent Gretzky to the line for Ruff in the slot. Let the shot go. That was fanned on partially and blocked. Now Crowley in the corner trying to move it through. Gretzky's check. There's skate to skate there. Now it is Jason Ruff. He couldn't play it. Aaron Bowl locked up with Chitteroni and Slivchenko. Ruff came up with a puck. Here is Gretzky centered. And a nice play by Robinson to dive in front of that pass. Conroy high off the glass, not out. Shaw held it in. Down low, Gretzky centered. Jason Ruff shoots. Jablonski save, rebound. Oh, by a second. Spectacular. Back-to-back lunging save by Pat Jablonski. Wow!
You know what I noticed earlier on in this period, on just a couple of routine saves, he seemed to have a little more spring in his leg and a little more snap in that glove. He just seemed much more confident. Now the guy's posting a shutout. He made all the saves in the first period. Remember we talked about the rebounds and things. He looked so much more confident here in the first few minutes of this period, and it certainly paid off because you had to have been a confident goaltender to make the saves he just made. He stoned him, he robbed him.
Face off to the left of that guy there, Pat Jablonski is. He's playing great. 17 saves tonight. Here is a pass, Graham Townsend cleared to the line and up and out of play, and play halted with 13:21 to go in the second period. And the Aeros lead it 3-0. And the Aeros, Graham Townsend, who is playing at times with Mike Maurice, but right now he's out there with Maurice and Harkins, and this was a line that was intact when Harkins first not only came here, but of course, if you remember, Harkins' first game was against the Atlanta Knights, that 8-5 win.
That's right. Tonight he breaks out of a little mini slump with a goal and an assist, and the Aeros lead 3-0, 13:21 to play in the second period.
Harkins, as he Say with that goal and assist wins the draw. Now it is Myers. Face in the left circle. Getting set. Jams it down in the corner. Grant trying to flip it away. It went up and out of play. No, it's still in play. The fan looked like he was going for it. Now the puck along the boards for Brant Myers. Myers still the puck. Stick handling along the boards. Aeros just watching him. And now it is Campo. He lost the puck and Curtis Hunt flipped it into the corner. After it, Kevin Grant went without the puck. Where you going? Here's Christian Campo now. Campo trying to jam it down. It comes to the line. Alan Peterson bumped by Townsend. Good battle between Campo and Hunt. And now Myers right in. Shoots, scores! Brant Myers! And Myers gets the Knights on the board. It is 3-1.
Well, we were talking, Adam, about Todd Harkins. And he did a lot of great things tonight, but not on that play. On that play, the puck is loose in the circle to the right of his goaltender. He starts to move up the ice. Right here, he takes it like he's going to go with it, but he overskates it. He was the last line of defense on that side of the ice. His first duty has to be to make sure he's got the puck, make sure he gets a tie, make sure he ties somebody up, make sure nobody goes behind him. Then if you can take it down ice, you go. But to be thinking offense when you're 195 feet away from the other goal and then let a guy get in behind you and pick it up loose and go in, that's a mistake. And the Aeros lead is cut to 3-1.
And never more so with Brant Myers, who gets only his third of the year. He is more known for his physical, intimidating play. And with his 185 penalty minutes, he is an intimidating force. But he gets his third goal of the year, and it's a big goal to get the Knights on the board. They now trail 3-1. Back are the Aeros now. It's spun away. Crowley couldn't clear the zone. Freer tipped it ahead, not out. Now the Knights with a little bit of life. Here is Jason Ruff, base of the right circle, cutting in, waiting, knocked away by Tippett, and Arneal is there. Scott Arneal, long lead pass will go into the Atlanta Knights zone. LaPuma has to hustle back. He'll chip it along the boards for Drulia. Stan Drulia. He'll run it out at center. Crowley stepped up but misplayed it, but Jakes was back. Steve Jakes now for the Houston Aeros. He'll weave and up and out of zone. A pass Arneal. Hits the line with Malgunas. Arneal, he was forced off the puck by LaPuma. Now the puck behind the net. It'll come to the near side. Conroy, a drive. That hit legs and skims out to center for Jason Ruff. Ruff with Drulia. Across the line. Ruff moving down the right wing boards. Dropped it for Stan Drulia. Makes his move around Kevin Grant, but kind of went without the puck. Conroy trying to clear Canad. Here's a chance now. Gretzky for Ruff. A shot. That's blocked. Never made it to Jablonski, and the Aeros have it. Conroy. A pass at center ice for Yo. He'll hit the line with Malgunas, but dump the puck in. Into the corner goes Malgunas as he shoulders with Aaron Bow. Hard into the corner they go. Malgunas comes in there some more. Now it is Conroy. Cuts behind the net, and now Malgunas is going to fight with Aaron Bow. They drop the mitts and go at it. Malgunas a stiff left hand that may have connected. Malgunas a right that grazed the mug of Aaron Bow, but now Bow lets loose with some right hands. Then Malgunas an overhand left. So they go at it big time as Aaron Bow and Kevin Malgunas grappling in the corner right to the left of Derek Wilkinson. And they continue. Wow, some strong left hands, but all they're finding at the back of the head of Malgunas, and Malgunas trying to fire back, and these two are getting kind of tired right now.
Very tired.
And Malgunas takes him down.
You know, I love when the fans react. When the guys finally go down, whoever's on top, they figure one to fight. And in this case, it was Kevin Malgunas.
Well, they'll sort it out. We'll take timeout. 11:07 to go in the second. Aeros lead 3-1. It's 3-1 Houston leading the Atlanta Knights, and you're wondering, gee, what precipitated this? Well, how about a little Gordie Howe-like elbow from Aaron Bow right to the face of Kevin Malgunas? For those of you watching on HSC, just out of the picture, big stiff left elbow.
But you could see the big arm going at it, and you bet it landed because Malgunas didn't bother discussing it. He just dropped the gloves and started paying them back. They both go out for fighting at 8:53. Kevin Malgunas with a little equipment adjustment, and his fighting counterpart, Aaron Bow. And they'll cool it for a little bit. The Aeros lead 3-1, 11:07 to play in the second period.
Face off to the right of Derek Wilkinson. Conroy, Slivchenko, and Chitteroni now. Off the face-off, Robinson a drive, just whistled it wide of the net. Here's Kevin Grant now trying to jam it down, but LaPuma's got it, couldn't clear. Conroy centered, here's Chitteroni, he overskated the puck. is LaPuma. For the Atlanta Knights, his pass to center for Gerard Gallant. In across the arrow line. Gallant had it poke check, but now Gretzky. Here's Gretzky in the right circle with a backhander. That hit Jablonski, and he will dive on top of it and hold on. And now Robinson and Gallant getting a little physical right now.
I mentioned earlier, Adam, that the Atlanta Knights have been a pretty good road team, and they're not a team that is going to panic if they get down. Well, they got down 3-0, and it was almost after they got down 3-0 that they started really, I think, playing some of their better hockey. They obviously were not through for the night. They've come back. They've taken advantage of a mistake to make it 3-1, and they're ready to go after Pat Jablonski and pepper him some more with a lot of time left in this hockey game. Cleveland leads Kalamazoo tonight 5-1 in the second. Indianapolis and Fort Wayne are tied at 4 apiece in the second period. First period score, Kansas City and Minnesota, they're scoreless. And late start, Las Vegas at Denver.
Face off to the right of Pat Jablonski is 21 penalty minutes for the Atlanta Knights, just 11 right now for Houston. Gretzky out with Jim Hiller and Gerard Gallant against the line of Harkins, Townsend, and Yeo now. As here is Curtis Hunt. Rolled a pass for Yeo. Couldn't clear the zone. Yeo went back into the corner. Mike Yeo left side. Trying to clear. Cannot. Watched by Gallant. Still along the boards. Here's Yeo again as Gallant's got him pushed in there pretty good. And now Harkins comes free with a puck. Todd Harkins at center ice. He'll roll it into the Atlanta zone. Wilkinson comes out this slow. And he'll play the puck over to Jim Hiller. Nearly swept away by Jakes, but back at center is Harkins. Hammered it into the Atlanta Knights zone. Wilkinson couldn't slow. Here is Brad Shaw right side. Shaw along the right wing boards. He'll weave it up and out of his zone, and a pass to center ice now. Hiller hits the line, shoots. Jablonski, a blocker save, and now it is Curtis Hunt. To Yeo. Snaps it for Harkins. He'll move it up and out of the zone, and now a penalty coming up to Brent Gretzky. So 9 on 9, and the Aeros 9 goes down, but they're going to get 2 as Gretzky goes in for a little trip, and the Aeros will be back on the power play up 3-1.
Well, Gretzky can argue all he wants. This is a pretty obvious call. Harkins comes up with the puck. He starts up ice, and right into his knee goes the stick, and he hooks him, trips him. When a player uses his stick, as was the case here, or arm or leg to cause an opponent to trip or fall, that's tripping out of our high-low rule book.
And the Aeros are going to get 2 minutes on a power play. And a face-off at center ice. Brent Gretzky.
This would be a great, great opportunity here for the Aeros to get something going in the power play, and even if they don't score, retake the momentum in this hockey game.
Ted Crowley now. He'll move it from left to right. Crowley's pass along the left side for Dave Tippett. He'll bring the puck in. Tippett rolls it hard along the boards for Mark Freer. Give it to Scott Arneal. Arneal with Freer and Townsend. Crowley defensively with Dave Tippett. Crowley rolled it down Arneal. Right wing boards. Fakes the shot. Jammed it down for Freer. Cutting in behind that. Now Arneal centered the shot. Oh, and Townsend couldn't quite get lumber on it. Now Tippett again into the corner for Arneal. Scott Arneal trying to move it along the boards, but it's rolled out of there by Alan Peterson, and down the ice it goes. Jablonski comes out of the net. He will play the puck behind him, and here is Ted Crowley with 1:17 to go in the power play. Here comes Maurice barreling it across the line, charging down left wing, pulls up at the hash marks. Maurice to the line for Crowley. Shot it down, Slivchenko behind the net. Vadim with a little ice now. To Tippett, right point, Slivchenko. Vadim now, stick handling at the hash marks, right wing boards. Vadim still with a puck, still with it now, dangling some more, and then he turned it over, and the Knights shoot it down the ice.
On the power play, Adam, they're starting to try to make the hard play instead of the easy play. There's some easier plays that'll get you some shots. They're trying to be a little too fine.
Here's Al Conroy now at center ice and over the line. He'll give to Slivchenko, right back Conroy. Conroy behind the Knight net, easy for me to say, to Mike Maurice. He's got half a minute on the power play. Maurice, quick shot wide of the net. And Bannister rolled it to the far side. Tippett is pinching, but went without the puck. Jason Ruff had it knocked away by Tippett. I'll tell you what, he hasn't lost many battles, if any, today along the boards. That's a key. Here is Kevin Grant, right point. Rolled it back to an open wing, but Slivchenko was there to pick it up for Houston. To Tippett. Wine shoots. Oh, the glove save, and it got behind Wilkinson and just drizzled wide of the net. Here is Slivchenko again. Power play down to 4 seconds. Here is Kevin Grant. A drive. It's deflected high and into the corner. Penalty over teams at 5 aside. Gretzky back out on the ice. Centering pass. That's knocked away. Slivchenko hands Conroy. Shoots. That hits skates, and Hiller will clear it. So the Aeros with some chances, but it's cleared. Now at center ice. The Knights bring the puck in. It's a delayed offsides. Chitteroni will clear it. And now it is Mike Boney's trying to find Conroy. Can't get it to him, and Campo turns it around. Campo down the right side. Brent Gretzky pulls up right point. A shot. Stop by Jablonski. Now behind the net. Here's Brant Myers. That's knocked away by Robinson, and he'll shoot it down the ice. They say no icing as it was deflected by an Atlanta Knight, and the Knights are back. LaPuma for Atlanta. Up the boards for Gretzky, and then LaPuma, oh man, I think may have re-hurt his knee. He is down holding his knee, and he is not getting up. And while they sort this out, we'll take a timeout. 3-1 Houston. We'll be back. Russ Small, Adam Gordon with you. 3-1 Houston, and I'll tell you what, I don't know about this, but Todd Harkins got his knee out and went knee to knee with Chris LaPuma, and that's why LaPuma's down.
Even if you have good wheels, this kind of knee locking is going to take something out of you. Right knee to inside of right knee, actually outside of right knee, and that just caves that knee of Chris LaPuma. He's been laying on the ice in a great deal of pain, and then all of a sudden he's up. And he can actually put a little bit of weight on it, and he's going to go to the locker room and have it looked at. But Adam, the way he was laying there and the way things have been going on the ice for Chris LaPuma and that knee, and the way that hit was, I'm just amazed that he got up and skated off the ice. Also had some words for some fans.
Well, he threw a glove into the stands here, and then the trainer wants the glove back, and a fan didn't want to give it back. Well, this isn't Chicago. You don't have to give it back. Look at this.
Now they're getting silly.
Yeah.
Well, the fans sitting behind the bench were involved a little bit ago in a verbal altercation, let's say. Nobody touched anybody, didn't get out of hand, and it was broken up right away. But there was a little taunting, a little heckling going on, and the bench was reacting. And I'm sure that's what Chris LaPuma was reacting to.
Taunting in hockey? This is not the NBA.
Well,
come on. Well, right now, I don't know what they're waiting for. They're ready to go. There are no penalties, and there's 7:05 left. Now what? Oh, they're moving the fan out. And he's wondering, what did I do?
Well,
and look at this. Glenn Hart, the owner, Glenn Hart, saw this. He says, hey, wait a minute, I saw it. I don't want him thrown out of here. That's a pretty heads-up move by the owner, Glenn Hart.
Well, he's saying their guy threw a glove into the stands at one of my fans. And indeed, in this case, all the fan did is give the glove back. He made them work for it. It's not like he didn't give the glove back or threw it away. He just stuck it on top of the glass and said, if you want it, here it is. It wasn't that bad a move, but good for Glenn Hart to come to the aid of one of the fans of the Aeros.
Well, that's too bad. I hope maybe they're just moving seat locations. You can't kick a guy out. They're just throwing a glove at him. I mean, come on. As the puck goes into the Aero zone and play whistle down on the offsides call. 6:43 left, and they're moving him up and out of here. And
well, it would have been worse if he'd thrown the glove away or if he wouldn't give it back or whatever. He gave him the glove back, and maybe they're just going to cool him down or give him a different spot to sit in. But you're going to punish him because he stuck the glove on top of the glass and made the guy reach up and get it? Come on.
Oh, well, here's Harkins with Townsend and Yeo, and drop the puck, and the Houston Aeros have got it. Curtis Hunt, give it to Jakes. He'll move it up and out of the zone, being harassed by Gavey, but now Harkins down the right side. A shot just going wide of the net. Mayer trying to chip it along the boards, and Campo turns it. Christian Campo out at center ice for Atlanta. 6.5 to go in the second. Aeros 3-1. Campo in the corner. Got by Curtis Hunt, but Curtis caught him now behind the net. Townsend in there as well as he battles for the puck with Gavey. Came out in front of shot to score. And did Brant Myers get his second of the game? He was in there, but they bang away at it, and it's 3-2 Houston.
Well, we said earlier, Atlanta's just not going to roll because they were down 3-0 on the road. They know how to stay together. They know how to come back. They come back out of a scramble. The puck comes out in front and is banged home. There's a whole lot of bodies there. It might have been Myers. He certainly reacts as if it was.
It might be Bannister, number 5, who comes in from the point right there.
Yeah, and he takes a swipe at it. Myers takes a swipe at it. I'm not sure they know which one actually put it home. Steve Jakes was caught in between trying to hold them both off, but it's a 3-2 hockey game.
Now the puck spin out at center ice. The Aeros, who had complete control of this game now, lost a little of their jump, and the Knights are back within one. Here's the puck along the boards. It is Tippett. Jammed it down, and it'll come back to the line. Robinson.
They gave the goal to Bannister. You're right. He did come down from the point, and it was his stick.
Now a drive, and it was whistled wide of the net by Aeros. He'll try it again. Center, Jablonski, a stick save. Here is Stan Drulia now, right side. Rolled it into the corner for Jason Ruff. He's pinned in there by Freer. In there's Aeros as well. It'll be picked up by Stan Drulia. Turning right side. Drulia back to the line. Lets the shot go. And Jablonski down to play it and left it behind the net for Rob Robinson. Robinson turns and he'll blast it off the boards and down the ice. They'll say icing as Mayer couldn't quite play it, but Bradshaw will, and that will be the whistle. 5:11 to go in the second period, and the Aeros lead at 3-2.
The poise of the Atlanta Knights to hang in there. Now, Adam, we see what kind of poise the Aeros have. The fact of the matter is, folks, that although the Knights have taken over the momentum and scored a couple of goals, the Aeros still lead. They lead 3-2 with 5:11 to play in the second period. You have to maintain your own poise. Remember, you got to lead. Remember, there's a lot of time left in this hockey game. Get back to your game. Get back to the way you played in the first period and go on from there. But maintain your poise. Don't get caught up in what the Knights are trying to do. Play your game.
Face off to the left of Jablonski in the Aeros zone. Houston's got the puck off the face off. Grant couldn't move it up ice, but he got it back. He'll swing a past Chitteroni, 2-on-2, and Maurice across the line. Pulls up, and he lost it. Came back out at center ice, and Jim Hiller now into the near side, going at it with Chitteroni. Conroy in there as well, and here is Brent Gretzky now. Gretzky fires Gallant right back to Gretzky. Dropped it. Here's the shot by Hiller, and that went in there, and then it went to the corner. Conroy now trying to play it into the near side. He'll flip it to Maurice, not out. Held in by Shaw. Rolled it near side for Derek Mayer. Knights move the puck. They trail only by one, but they've got the last two goals and have all the momentum right now. Here's the puck at center ice. Brent Gretzky slammed it into the Aeros zone. Curtis Hunt is back. Cleared but not out. Second effort out. Here is Maurice at center ice. He hooks a pass into the Atlanta zone. Wilkinson slows behind the net. Now it is Maurice finding Conroy in the corner. Conroy moving down, base of left circle, center, the shot, oh, hit the post. Wow, that was cranked by Crowley right off the post. Jeez, more iron than some of the Rocket players. He went right off the post.
He saw that loose puck high in the slot, went right after it, got a great shot away, but it clanged. You're right.
Holy smokes, and the puck is back at center ice. Crowley with that big drive he is. Now the Knights back in their own zone. Aaron Gavey steers one up. Here's Myers. Hits the line, looking for Campo. And then Harkins on his case, and Harkins is going to get nailed for a high stick here. A delayed call as the Gavey now trying to flip one in for Myers. Myers base of left circle, muscle by Crowley, puck centered. Harkins still couldn't corral it. Now they go at it into the corner behind the net. Drulia, and we finally get a whistle, and everybody kind of matching up here, but the Aeros are going to be short-handed. But hold on now. One of the Knights, I think that was Brant Myers, that took a little poke at Graham Townsend. And finally, I think the cooler heads here are going to prevail, and we'll sort it out when we return. 3:23 to go in the second. 3-2 Houston.
Three minutes, 23 seconds to play second period. The Aeros still lead 3-2. Todd Harkins goes out. High sticking the call on Harkins. He has a goal and an assist in this game, but a big penalty here. Goaltender's best friend, the post. Here it is. Ted Crowley, bang, right off the post. Wilkinson never saw it. The post did. That keeps it from being a 4-2 Aeros lead, and now they're shorthanded for two.
Puck is brought to the line and up into the Atlanta Knight bench. And they'll try it again as they'll bring a face-off out at center ice with 3:18 to play.
The way this second period has gone, Adam, and the way the momentum has shifted, this is an extremely important last 3 minutes of this period. And the bulk of this last 3+ of this period will be the Atlanta power play. If the Aeros can get out with their 1-goal lead, boy, they will have escaped a period in which Atlanta really came to play.
Here come the Knights. Mayer a drive high and wide of the net. Here is Jakes, or make it Grant rather, trying to clear it. Could not do it, but picked up by Aeros. Base of the left circle for Drulia. Winds, jammed it down. Aeros centered, knocked away. Mayer back to the line for Shaw. Here is Drulia now. Back, Brad Shaw winding, shooting. Ooh, it deflected high and wide of the net. Here is Rob Robinson now. Robinson left side. He'll bang it down the ice. 1:27 left to the Harkins minor. 2:48 to go in the second period. Aeros 3, Knights 2. Here come the Atlanta Knights, weaving up and out of their zone. Brad Shaw then had to circle back on the forechecking of Dave Tippett. Here is Aaron Bowe, jammed it into the Aeros zone. Out of the net, Jablonski, but it's going to be played by Steve Jakes. And heads up, he'll clear it back into the Atlanta Knight bench. I'll tell you, he did that against Milwaukee, and he had a great chance to clear it on a short-handed play, but he fired it right into his own bench.
Well, it's too bad, too, because Dave Tippett had made a terrific play just seconds ago. He actually made a play at center ice that forced the Atlanta Knights to circle and go back, and subsequently just to make a bad dump into the zone, and Jakes got to it. If he clears it, all that together, you're talking about 25 seconds of this power play, and that's a big chunk of the power play. Instead, you lose a good 10 to 15 seconds, 10 anyway, by throwing it into the bench area, and the faceoff comes inside your own zone. So that's a play that could really hurt him.
Off the faceoff, though, Conroy wins the draw, and Jakes couldn't clear it. Now the Knights hold it in, but its second effort is finally cleared. Conroy at center, in over the line with Tippett. Circles back, and he'll put it in for Dave Tippett. That is offsides, and they'll bring the faceoff out at center with 2:16 to go in the second. 3-2 in favor of Houston.
Steve Jakes with a couple of clearing problems. One he put into the bench, and the other maybe he was trying to be too sure of, make sure he did the right thing, and then just took his eye off it and had it slip off the stick. 53 seconds left in the Harkins penalty. The Atlanta power play, 2:16 left in the period. 3-2. Aeros maintain a 1-goal lead. It was 3-0. It's now 3-2.
Here is Curtis Hunt now at his own blue line. He'll just shoot it right back into the Atlanta Knights zone. 45 seconds remaining in the power play. 2:07 to go in the second. Aeros up by a goal. Here come the Atlanta Knights. Brad Shaw sweeps one to the near side. McReynolds jammed it into the Aeros zone. Curtis Hunt hustles back as Myers pumps him in there. Now Shaw for McReynolds, but it's worked away by Dave Tippett, and down the ice it goes. 1:50 to go in the period. 25 on the power play, and the Aeros still up 3-2. Knights in their own zone. Here comes Atlanta now. It is Drew Bannister, who just got the Knights' second goal. He fires a pass to Shaw, in over the line. Brad Shaw to Brent Gretzky. Gretzky now setting up top of the circle, but he had his pocket picked, and the Aeros come out shorthanded. Here comes Chitteroni. Rolled it ahead, just missing Maurice, but the power play is now over. Teams are at 5 aside. Here's a puck into the corner. Maurice centered. Chitteroni couldn't get a shot away. Then blasted it in behind the net for Harkins. Cutting base of the right circle. Harkins centered, but it was knocked away by the Knights. Brad Shaw. It came to center. Drulia and Robinson after it for Atlanta and Houston. But here is Harkins for the Aeros. He lost the puck. A minute to go in the period. Puck shot down into the Aeros zone. Hustling back there is Kevin Grant, but Jason Ruff played it away, but right to Chitteroni. Here's McReynolds with a chance, though. Makes the move, and it's kicked away. And now Arneal with a couple of guys to beat. Here comes Scott Arneal. In over the line. Centered. Harkins right into the backhander, and it went high and wide of the net. Arneal again. He'll clear it. It'll go all the way, though, down into his own zone. Jablonski for Malgunas. Rolled a pass to Rob Robinson. 28 seconds to play in the period. And now a delayed penalty on the Atlanta Knights as McReynolds will play it. And we'll get a whistle and roughing to none other than number 17, Jason Ruff.
He's been in the box a lot tonight. He's taken the bulk of the penalties for Atlanta, and that's okay. Big opportunity here. Remember, the first period ended with the Aeros on a power play, which continued into the second period. That may be the case here again. End of 2, start of 3, but they do have 23.6 seconds left in this period, maybe to take advantage of the Ruff penalty and score with the man advantage. Ruff goes out for roughing at 19:36.
23 seconds, I guess enough to win a draw, get it down, set up for maybe 1 or 2 chances, but you're going to have to do it quickly as it's Freer against Gretzky. And Sticks are down. And they don't like the way Gretzky sets up. They want him to square up a little bit, and they do. Drop the puck. Aeros have done a tremendous job on the faceoffs. Win the draw. Here's Ted Crowley now in over the line. He'll move it down to the center to pass. Here is Tippett for Arneal. Give it to Freer. It skipped over his stick. Crowley pinching now, trying to center a pass. He's got the puck, though. Now it hits skates. Arneal, piece of the right circle. Crowley, and the buzzer sounds, ending the period.
It's 3-2. One quick note. Remember that goal? We questioned whether it was Myers or Bannister. They gave it to Bannister. They've changed it. Myers gets that last goal, making it 3-2. Aeros still lead, though.
It's the Aeros by a goal, and when we return, we'll have a little intermission guest. Barry Warner will talk about the Zamboni after this.
At the Summit in Houston, Texas, Russ Small and Adam Gordon here at the Summit, and the Aeros lead the Atlanta Knights by the score of 3-2 after a couple of periods. You know, during the intermission, this one, the earlier one, every intermission, they clean the ice. That funny looking contraption comes out here and goes round and round in circles. That's the Zamboni. And to explain more about just what it's doing out there, our Barry Warner is standing by.
If you've gone to an Aeros game or watched it on HSC, you see the Zamboni come out between periods to resurface the ice. With me right now, David Shalak, the driver of the Zamboni. David, how did you add this to your repertoire of duties down here at the Summit?
Well, thanks to the Aeros. I was only doing it once a year or twice a year, but now that the Aeros, they kind of gave me a new job, a new lease on life.
Now, is there any chance that a bald-headed, bearded broadcaster could hop on top of the Zamboni and go for a spin with you?
Sure, if you're game.
Well, you know I'm game. Let's do it.
All righty, come on. When I pull out on the ice, I'll lower the back part of the contraption, which is called the conditioner, which has the blade, the conveyor, the water, and all that together makes a smooth surface out there.
And it also scrapes the ice down?
Yes, sir. That's actually the first procedure. The blade is first, then the conveyors convey it to the middle, shoots it out in the tank, and then behind it's got water jets that make a smooth sheet of ice.
Hot or cold water?
Hot water.
Now, why hot water?
Well, hot water seems to dry faster, and it is a little bit more clear.
Now, driving into the corners is a little bit tricky here, isn't it?
Yes, sir. You got to watch your RPMs, because if you press on your RPMs a little bit too fast, you'll sway a little bit and ram up against the dasher wall.
Now, what's the biggest concern you have as you're cleaning the ice?
Biggest concern is too much water. The players really don't like that, and also banging on the glass with the kids. I got to watch my knuckles.
Why is that?
Because a couple of games ago, all the kids gather up against the glass as I'm going around it, and I accidentally hit one of those poles and busted my knuckles on it.
Now, how fast are we going now?
We're probably going 10 to 15 miles an hour tops.
And does it have an extra gear in it, a supercharged gear?
No, we haven't added that yet.
Now, what is the temperature of the ice?
Temperature, we try to keep it between 8 and 10 degrees during playing time.
And for an ice show like the Capades or Disney on Ice?
We probably bump it up to, I'd say, 13 to 15. They like a little bit slower out there.
All right, now what do we do with all this snow when we get off here? Where does this go? You have a snowball fight back there?
I won't comment on that, but we drive it around to the back and dump it in this big ice pit.
Now that I've survived the ride, do I get a chance at all to drive the Zamboni sometime?
I don't think so.
Well, folks, I've done a lot of crazy things out here, but it doesn't look like David is going to let me drive the Zamboni.
Hey, score one for David, the Zamboni man. Good decision, Dave. It is 3-2. The Aeros lead the Atlanta Knights here between periods at the Summit. We've got the summary. We've got highlights. We've got a lot more for you. Stay with us. 3-2 Aeros after 2.
Welcome back to the Summit, everybody. It is a 3-2 hockey game. The Aeros had a 2-0 lead after one, made it 3-0, but then 2 unanswered goals by the Atlanta Knights, who really were the better team in that second period.
They really were, and don't forget, we told you back in the first intermission, that the 2-0 lead by the Aeros wasn't to be misconstrued into that Atlanta wasn't out here playing hockey. They were, and they played even better in the second period than the first, took advantage of a couple of opportunities. And it's a dogfight going into the third period.
It shouldn't have been a dogfight. The Aeros made it 3-0 as we take a look at the highlights. How about the goal by Mario Chitteroni? It all comes from Curtis Hunt.
Well, Curtis Hunt makes a great pass, but how does Chitteroni get in there with nobody on him? He splits the defense, goes right to the goal. Terrific centering pass by Curtis Hunt, and Mario Chitteroni scores his 20th of the year. And it's 3-0, and life looks grand at that moment. But then Harkins makes the mistake, I think, right here. He overskates the puck deep in his own end. There's nobody behind him. Brent Myers comes in, makes one good move, finds the far side, low stick side, and Pat Jablonski makes it 3-1, and that really picks up Atlanta. And Myers again comes in, Adam, out of a scramble, and puts it home for his second of the night.
And the thing is, Jake stayed with him stride for stride. I think did the best he could. I mean, don't kid yourself. Myers is 6'5". He is a handful.
That's the goal that was originally credited to Bannister. And as you saw in the highlight, Bannister and Myers, they were stick to stick and both taking a swipe at the puck. They originally credited to Bannister. They changed it to Myers. It doesn't really matter. From an Aeros standpoint, the puck went in and their lead was cut to 1. And that's how it'll be going to the third period, 3-2. But they'll be on the power play, Adam, to start the third period. And I really think whether they score or not on the man advantage, they have to retake control of this hockey game right from the get-go in the third period.
The Atlanta Knights, who outshot the Aeros in the first period, you will see outshot them in the second. 15-11 as we look at the second period stats. 13 saves for Pat Jablonski, 10 stops for Derek Wilkinson. Aeros 0 for 3 on the power play, and as Russ mentioned, we'll get their fourth crack at it as we start the third period. And 0 for 1 the Atlanta Knights were for the power play in the second period. 5 penalties, 21 minutes for the Atlanta Knights. 3 penalties for the Houston Aeros for 9 minutes as well. So the Aeros, I think, as you say, the key point here are the first 5 minutes of that third period. The Aeros need to regain their confidence, regain their composure, and maybe regain a 2-goal lead.
Well, I remember you giving the stat earlier. 10 of the Aeros' last 13 games have been decided by 1 goal. For a while here tonight, we thought, phew, we're not going to have one of those kind of games. But we got one. It's 3-2 going into the third period.
Don't go away. We'll have more right after this.
At the Summit, it's the Aeros leading the Atlanta Knights 3-2 after 2 periods of play. Along with the voice of the Aeros, Adam Gordon, I'm Russ Small. Terrific game going on here tonight. A 3-0 Houston lead turns into a 3-2 game as we head into the third period. Lots of fans here at the Summit, lots of them in their terrific, stylish Aero wear. Aero wear, the official licensed Aeros apparel for all you Aeros fans. Hey, there's a good-looking t-shirt. This heavyweight 100% cotton tee in contrasting team colors, featuring a full front Aeros embroidered logo. Available in 3 sizes, folks, medium, large, and extra large. This t-shirt makes a great gift for any Aeros fan at just $24.95 plus $3.95 shipping and handling. You can order, and you get it in time to cheer this team on to the Turner Cup. 1-800-423-2121. A 30-day money-back guarantee of satisfaction. Have your credit cards ready. Call 1-800-423-2121. Ask for hockey and then Aero wear. There's some Aero wearing fans. You finished with your bagel?
That was good. I had to go work it off. I was watching that exercise and nutrition. I had to go for a quick run around the Summit. That's why I had you do that for me, Russ. Appreciate it. Thanks for your help.
You're welcome.
Now the Aeros on the power play. See if they can help build their lead, but they've got the puck and they're going to have to start it back at it. Center ice. 3-2, the Aeros lead it. And a minute 22 to go in the power play.
Good, solid 26-3-2 record when they lead entering the third.
Puck behind the net. Here is Jim Hiller, though, and he will swing it all the way down the ice, and that'll kill some time off. A minute 8 remaining in the Houston Aero power play as Jablonski fires a pass. Townsend through the neutral zone, gets by Julia. He'll bring it across the line. A rink-wide pass for Freer. Freer turning. He's got Arneal right in front, centered. Oh, great stop by Wilkinson. I'm not so sure he didn't see Arneal, though, about a split second earlier on the doorstep. Now the Aeros are back. Here is Dave Tippett. Returns a pass to the right side for Freer. Oh, line at the line, dropped it back for Arneal, and it's jammed away, and the Knights have got it. Bannister pass all the way Aeros on the man advantage. Crowley wings it off the boards for Conroy across the line. Conroy, Slivchenko shoots, quick shot wide of the net. Didn't get good wood on that shot though. Robinson jammed it down. Slivchenko couldn't handle the pass though. Julia's got it. Julia will bang it all the way down the ice. Here is Crowley. He'll shoot it into the Atlanta Knights zone as the penalty is down. 5 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Puck picked up by Maurice behind the net. Maurice now looking for a pass, and he missed Slivchenko, and it'll go down to center ice as Ruff comes out of the box. Teams at 5 aside. Ruff's pass is blocked by Robinson, and he'll return it just too far for Maurice. And icing will be the call as the Knights are back. Play whistle down with just about 2 minutes gone in the third. Aeros lead at 3-2.
Since early in the second period, Adam, like you talk about that pass, that long pass out from Rob Robinson being just too far. That's been the story for the Aeros since early second period. They're just a little bit off in their passing and their skating and their shooting. Just a little bit. They're working hard out there, but when the pass needs to be just in front of the man, it's just behind him. When they need to be a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. That pass could have sent in a man in a partial breakaway, but it's just a little bit too far. They're just not quite there.
Shot by Peterson, whistled wide of the net. Here comes Yeo, trying to spring Chitteroni. It came to Harkins, shoots just as the whistle had sounded though, and that is offsides, and the face-off comes back to center.
A little bit of an argument. Chitteroni thought he had gotten back onside. And they called the offside anyway.
I know that everybody is at home wondering whatever happened to the fan. They moved out. I asked Glenn Hart. They said, hey, the reason they had to move him out, it's a league rule. When the official, the referee says get him out of here, they've got to do it. So Glenn Hart said, fine, we'll get him out of there. And they've reseated him. So they've taken him and his friends and they've reseated him somewhere in the building. So Glenn Hart, the owner of the Aeros, nice job. Thank you.
He's also the man wearing the fake glasses and funny nose and eyebrows, right? To be incognito.
The shot comes right on, and Wilkinson makes the save. He'll hold on.
Should be a terrific third period. Two teams that have really played some terrific games this year. They've fought tooth and nail right from the opener when these teams met. And we've got another great crowd here tonight, 11,305. And I'll mention it again, Sunday's game is going to be sold out against Minnesota, the final game of the regular season here. It is almost sold out already. You ought to be out here. It's going to be a great one, but don't waste any time. Get out tomorrow first thing and buy your tickets for Sunday.
Face off to the right of Derek Wilkinson. Harkins, Yeo, and Chitteroni with Hunt and Grant. Drop of the puck, and the Knights win it. They'll control it. Here is Drew Bannister. He'll sail in behind the net and move it up ice. A pass, Gretzky. It's chipped ahead for Jim Hiller, and he'll rip it into the Aeros zone where Jablonski comes out of the net. Pat Jablonski leaves the puck for Curtis Hunt. He rolling right through the crease, and now Harkins will spank it out at center ice. Ooh, and a high stick that clipped Chitteroni, but it was inadvertent. But still, you wonder that might have been a penalty. Here's Drew Bannister in his own zone. Bannister moving up and out of his end. A long lead pass. Gretzky across the line. Gretzky pulls up. Centered, but just missed Gallant. Now the Aeros turn it around and up ice they come again. Chitteroni with Freer. Chitteroni across the line. Dumps the puck in. Shaw goes back. Freer takes him hard into the boards. And now the Knights have got it. Hiller moving it up and out at center. Hiller across the line. Shoots. Scores! Jim Hiller, short side hockey game, tied at 3.
He got a little bit too much room to maneuver in the zone. When we watch the replay on HSE, you'll see two Aeros backing in and kind of get crisscrossed. Dave Tippett actually screens out his own defenseman inadvertently, and right by the both of them goes Hiller, and he gets a shot. There it was, Tippett right now screening out Robinson, and Hiller gets the shot to the near side, and it's a 3-3 game. You make a mistake, they take advantage.
So now with the game tied at 3, Jim Hiller, he's got his 4th goal of the year, and he's now got 10 points in 11 games.
You know, you got a forward coming back to help check in your own zone and to do a good job back checking. You can't blame Dave Tippett for being where he was and what he was attempting to do. It just, he inadvertently got messed up with his defenseman and gave Hiller that side of the ice, and he took it and he tied it.
Here's Brant Myers, who's got 2 goals in this hockey game. And for what it is worth, you look at Brand Myers, that doubles his output. He had 2 coming in, he's got 4 now.
Wow.
Here comes Conroy now across the line. Conroy had it poke checked by Mayer, and now Brad Myers streaking down the right side, cutting in, pulls back. He's bumped by Robinson and knocked off the puck. And now the puck in the corner. Knights trying to fish for it. It came to Gavey into the slot. Gavey dropped it back. Drulia getting set. Here's Stan Drulia now makes his move. Slivchenko tipped it away. Now Drulia, good work in the corner with Slivchenko. They battle it out along the boards. Now fishing for it was Campo. He tries to come in. He's knocked off the puck, and it's finally kicked down. Here's Aaron Gavey. Centered! Scores! Stan Drulia, 4-3 Atlanta. So the Knights have charged back to take a 4-3 lead on 4 unanswered goals.
Well, the Aeros have just collapsed defensively at this point, Adam. They just get caught without enough people in the right place. There's a man wide open on the doorstep. What are you going to do? He's standing right there. Remember Chitteroni? Remember how open he was? Watch this. Good pass, quick little backhander, and Stan Drulia knows how to score, and he's given the Knights a 4-3 lead.
So now the Aeros, who had a 3-0 lead in this hockey game, find themselves down 4-3. And the puck comes to center ice. Scott Arniel at his own blue line. Gives to Kevin Grant. He'll move it up and out at center. Freer lost the puck. And Jason Ruff slams it back into the Houston Aeros zone. Jablonski won't play it. It's going to be controlled by Curtis Hunt. Then turn the puck over. Here's the shot. That hit Jablonski. Now the puck jammed along the boards. It'll go out at center ice, and Bannister is there. Drew Bannister right side, flipped the puck ahead, knocked away, and Freer brings it across the line. Freer down the left side, had it, tipped away. Freer had to go get it in the corner, bumped by Bannister. Now it is Tippett. He couldn't play it. Eru does, and Drew Bannister spanks one out at center for McReynolds. McReynolds hits the arrow line. McReynolds down the right side, watched by Arniel. And Arniel's got him tied up. Freer couldn't move it ahead, and the puck is frozen along the boards. Play going on. McReynolds shoots it in. 5 minutes gone in the third, and a 4-3 game, and now we got a whistle as McReynolds gets into it. Arniel's in there as well, and everybody gathering to come in there. And while they gather and sort this out, we'll take a timeout. 4-3 Atlanta. We'll be back. The Aeros trailing 4-3 with just over 5 minutes played in this third period. And you see Scott Arniel, for those of you watching on HSC, in the box for roughing. But the Atlanta Knights also picking up a penalty. Is in there is McReynolds. Brian McReynolds into the box. And we'll go 4-on-4 for a couple of minutes.
Atlanta has really taken over, and that's why they've scored 4 goals. The Aeros making a few mistakes defensively, but really, Adam, you look back, when's the last good goal scoring chance the Aeros have had in this game? It's been a while since they've had the kind of chances they had when they scored their 3 goals. They need to make something happen.
Face off to the left of Pat Jablonski, and we'll go 4-on-4 for a couple of minutes now as the Knights win the draw. Here's Derek Mayer, sends the puck into the slot. It's jammed down low, but picked up by Rob Robinson. Robinson behind the net. He'll start the rush from right to left. Pass near side. It came to Crowley. Spins it back. Robinson cleared it out at center ice, and the Knights have got it. Mayer across the line. Shoots. Jablonski stopped it. Robinson in the corner now to the near side. Robinson bangs one off the boards for Harkins. And now up for Robinson. Charging the left side. Pass brought in, and that is offside. Robinson tried to hit the break. Puck goes in, but it's not going to be a goal as the Aeros were way offsides. Robinson was trapped. It's a good call.
Oh, there's no question it's the correct call. Not good from the Aeros standpoint, but they have no argument. They have no argument at all. Robinson is 2-3 feet across the line. Now, well, we lose it there, but look how far back he made the pass to Crowley, so you can imagine how far inside the blue line Robinson was. But there's the kind of little thing we're talking about. I know Rob was going with a full head of steam, and it's tough to stop on the dime. But if he's able to drag one leg and keep it on the blue line, then you got a tie game, and it's those things that have happened in the second and here in the third period that they've just been a little bit off. We were talking about that earlier, and here in this case it wasn't a pass or a shot or a check that was a little bit off. It was just an inability to quite stop at the blue line.
I can't recall the defenseman that had him, but I think credit goes to the Atlanta Knight defense. I think that dragged him and held him from really putting the brakes on, as you say.
And that's his job. When you can make a guy go offside, you got to do it.
Here's Conroy the other way now. Conroy for Houston. He's belted off the puck by Bannister. Chitteroni fighting for it. It came to Jakes, though. Jakes pinching from the point now, turning. Cross-ice pass. Whoa, Curtis Hunt fell, and now the Knights are off. Here is Ruff across the line. Makes the move right in, and a backhander wide. Now Jakes tackles him down to the ice. That should be 1st and 10 as the puck is covered up and play halted with 13:59 to play in the third. The Knights lead at 4-3.
Well, good job by Jakes. He took Ruff one-on-one. Made sure he went wide, lost the puck, didn't get a good shot, and stayed with him around the back of the net. He comes into the zone, and Jake stays right with him, forces him wide. Ruff can't get the backhander. Then behind the net, a good open field tackle.
He's off to the right of Pat Jablonski. That's good. You know, coaches don't like that arm tackling stuff, do they?
No. Get him good with the body.
Here is Alan Peterson. Jammed it down Ruff. Center. Trulia turned with a shot. And a stick save made by Jablonski. Here is Jakes now. A pass for Conroy. Centering one. It was knocked away by Alan Peterson. Here is Chitteroni in the corner fighting for the loose puck with Alan Peterson. They go skate to skate in the corner. And now Trulia sends a pass over to Drew Bannister, and he will clang it up and out. Couldn't clear the zone, and now Conroy turning right side. Shoots. That's deflected. Now back to the line for Curtis Hunt. Spins it right back down for Chitteroni. Behind the net, Conroy centered. Here's Jakes. Right in. And a great glove save by Wilkinson. I'm not so sure Jakes didn't get very good wood on it, but Wilkinson makes the glove save and holds on.
He got as much wood as he could. He deflected it off Peterson's stick. Peterson was also swiping at it. It just kind of popped up in the air, and Wilkinson made the quick glove save. A moment ago, Peterson and Mario Chitteroni went into the sideboards together to come up with a loose puck. And I couldn't help but think of the comic strip Mutton Jeff, because that's what it looked like with the big Alan Peterson and the little Mario Chitteroni.
John Parrish Jr., the head coach of the Atlanta Knights, barking out some instructions and a face-off to the left of Derek Wilkinson. Freer trying to win the draw. And the Knights have it, though. Here is Brent Gretzky in his own zone. Gretzky to Brad Shaw, had a little trouble with the pass. Tippett trying to work it away. Now it is Mark Freer turning. Here's Grant right in, shooting, and he couldn't get the shot away. Wow, now shoots Wilkinson, stopped it. How many chances do you need? Grant had a wide open net and couldn't get the shot away. Now, centering pass, Jablonski got in front of it, and here is Dave Tippett. Wow, a great chance for Kevin Grant. He got two cracks at it and couldn't get a good shot away. Now Arneal on the boards. Grant turns. It'll come to the near side. Now for Rob Robinson, turning left wing, brings the puck into the Atlanta Knights zone. Out of the net, Derek Wilkinson slows for Mayer. Has picked away. Arneal's got it. Arneal waiting, centering it, but Tippett couldn't get there as it was knocked away by Brad Shaw. Crowley blasts it down. Freer behind the net, works it, centered it, knocked away by the Knights. And now Gretzky's got a break if he can hustle. He'll move in, wait, shoot, and he whistled it wide. Crowley got back. Give Ted Crowley some credit to harass Gretzky just enough. Freer for Houston to Tippett, across the line with Jakes, dropped it, Maurice cutting in, shooting, that hit skates. Maurice again, behind the net, trying to center it, but it was knocked away by the Atlanta Knights. Aaron Gavey stepping it up through the neutral zone, hits the line. Gavey trying to turn left wing, getting sent, centered. That went wide of the net. Here is Drew Bannister now, right side, but it was picked up by Harkins and cleared to center. Gavey, went after by Townsend, and finally the Knights come up with it. Turn around at center. Christian Campo across the arrow line, shoots high over the net, and maybe Jablonski got a blocker on it. Curtis Hunt for Houston will clear it. Townsend getting into it with Christian Campo behind the play, but play going on. Alan Peterson cleared it out at center, then Grant lowers the boom on Campo. Then Myers comes in after Curtis Hunt, so it's getting a little physical here right now. Here come the Aeros. Al Conroy across the line, shoot, and a shot to that went high and wide of the net. Bradshaw to Stan Drulia, cleared it out at center ice. Aeros have got it. Robinson quickly fires it into the Atlanta Knights zone. Maurice first one there. It's scraped along the boards. Maurice and Alan Peterson going at it, but now Bradshaw takes over for Atlanta. 10:51 to go in the third. The Knights lead it 4-3. Bradshaw pass missed Aeros. Not out though. Jason Ruff. Well, they say it did come out. That's offside. We'll take a break. 4-3 Atlanta. We'll be back after this. The Knights leading by a score of 4-3 here, and the Aeros needing one to tie, and a face-off at center ice. And the Knights have it as they shoot the puck in. It'll go to Steve Jakes along the boards, trying to clear. Now Aeros spins it down. It's taken by Houston. Al Conroy rolled the puck along to the near side for Chitteroni, looking for Jakes. Aeros having a little trouble breaking it out right now as it's Robinson harassed by Aeros, but now they'll break it out. Here's Chitteroni, a pass, center ice, Slivchenko. Vadim through the neutral zone, hits the line, trying to drop it back, overskated the puck. Robinson turns it down. It'll go to the far side for Al Conroy. Conroy down low, Chitteroni sends it back to the line, but it was deflected away by Aeros, and down the ice it goes. Jablonski comes out of the net. Here is Rob Robinson now as he'll turn it up ice. Quick pass out at center for Slivchenko. He'll hit the line. Vadim now trying to wheel around Alan Peterson. Slivchenko centered, but it was knocked away by the Knights. Jim Hiller, who's got the go-ahead goal for Atlanta. He'll move it up the left wing boards. Chipped it ahead for Gretzky across the line. A shot and a glove save, I think, by Jablonski. Then he got the tip of his glove on it. Kevin Grant wastes the pass to center, but hooked away by Bannister. And now the Knights the other way. Shot by Hiller, hit skates. Now Ted Crowley. Crowley with 9.5 to go in the third. He'll wing one out at center, and Alan Peterson is there. Peterson in his own zone, forecheck by Tippett. Now to Gallant. He'll move it through the neutral zone and get it into Houston Aero territory, and back is Ted Crowley. Crowley bangs it off the boards for Scott Arneal. Arneal barely up and out of his zone. A pass for the streaking Ferry. Got hooked a little bit on the play, and a nice play. It's good, no call as Gavey got in there. Now, and there's Tippett behind the net. Tippett waiting, centering. Arneal scouts. Oh, what a save by Wilkinson. That is what's going to win you a hockey game. Point blank range at the Aeros leading scorer, Scott Arneal, and all he finds are feathers in the wind. 4-3 Atlanta. Will be back after this.
The Aeros haven't had a lot of scoring chances since falling behind 4-3, but they've had a couple, and they had a great one a moment ago. Dave Tippett wheels around, sends the backhander in front. Scott Arneal, the leading scorer for the Aeros, pulls it to the backhander, tries to flip it up high, doesn't get it high enough, and Wilkinson makes the big save, and it's still 4-3.
Now the Knights move it up. Left side, a pass at center for Ruff. Jason Ruff hits the line, dropped it. Drulia centered right in, a shot that I think Maurice may have chipped in on Jablonski, and he had to make a stop there.
Well, Mike was trying to deflect it away from McReynolds, and he did. McReynolds didn't get a piece of it, but Jablonski had to.
Well, there's Maurice. He picked up the man, but as he tried to poke it away, look at that. Right into Jablonski.
Well, I'm glad Jablonski was ready for it. Aeros trail 4-3. They've had two good chances since falling behind. The one we showed you, Scott Arneal, the one a little earlier, Kevin Grant, almost in the same spot to the left of goaltender Wilkinson. They were not able to get the equalizer. There's a little pushing and shoving going on, and Myers involved with the bench.
No, this is nothing new. Brant Myers getting into it here. I don't know why he would want to get himself moved out of this hockey game. He's got 2 goals.
He's still throwing shots, and he should be thrown. Al Conroy wants to get it, Brant Myers.
Well, we talked about the fact that he's 6'5" and came into the game with about 185 penalty minutes. And he's going to get a couple more here. Now, will anyone else go with him? I would assume so.
Remember against Kansas City, Graham Townsend was on the bench and suddenly got into a, for you lip readers out there, it suddenly got into it with guys on the ice. And Grant was involved in this one as well. I'm not sure if he was on the bench when it started. or if he was on the ice. But Graham Townsend ends up involved. Kevin Grant ends up getting tossed.
Well, with 8:34 left and a 10-minute misconduct to Kevin Grant, he's gone. Let's see if we can find out how this thing started. Myers is in there, and then he says, hey, how about a right hand, Kevin? Oh, excuse me, how about a left?
Boy, he gets Kevin Grant right in the bridge of the nose. What's Kevin throwing out for him? Or what they expect him to do?
Well, the thing is, Myers should be moved out of here, too. I think it's just a moment of time. They're going to wait and let Grant get off the ice. He'll get into the locker room, and I think Brant Myers may be done for the night, too. He's got to be.
Well, one would think. I mean, he's the one who's taking a poke at a guy sitting or standing at the bench. Kevin Grant did, go after him after getting popped, but you'd expect him to do that. He gets thrown out. And the officials will discuss it a little further and decide what he says. I don't know. should we throw out Myers? I don't know.
He's got 2 goals. We don't want. He's our goal scorer. We don't want to get him out. There he goes.
Yeah, do whatever you want. I don't care.
Just joining us, Chris LaPuma's already left the game with an apparent knee injury, so he's gone. But now Myers is going to make his way off the ice, and he'll go to the locker room. And now we'll see what the calls are. It's 4-3 Atlanta with 8.5 to play.
Well, one of the big questions out of this little fracas will be if anybody gets an extra penalty, an extra 2-minute penalty. Is somebody going to get a power play out of this?
They get 2 on the board. Here's an interesting question, and I pose it since we got a little time here, Russ. It's 4-3. Let's say the Aeros score and they tie it, and we go to a shootout. Troy Gamble has been spectacular in the shootouts, especially the one against Milwaukee. His shoulder about 80%. Jablonski, as far as he's played in the IHL, but I'm not sure how used to the shootout he is. I'm wondering if maybe you say, since you're allowed to switch goalies for the shootout, do you go with Troy Gamble? That'd be kind of an interesting setup.
I think it's a fair question, and you're right. I mean, just the mental approach to a shootout, if nothing else, and the fact that Troy Gamble has played in so many, is coming off a terrific effort in the Milwaukee game, and that Pat Jablonski has 4 games in the IHL this year, and I'm sorry, I don't know if any one of those Chicago games went to a shootout. I know he's 0-4, so he may have had some experience with it, but not a lot.
Remember, I'm going to say, remember, he's a draft choice to St. Louis. He did play a little bit in Peoria, but I think it was before the shootout was. I don't know.
So he may not have, he certainly doesn't have much experience with the shootout, if any. So I don't know the answer to your question, but I think it's a fair question, and one that Terry Ruskowski may think about.
While they sort it out, let's quickly look at some scores around the IHL. It's a pretty good night going on for the Aeros as they try to see what's going on.
Well, we got a final score out of Fort Wayne with Indianapolis winning on the road 7-5. A final in Cleveland, as Cleveland beats Kalamazoo 5-1. And the Grizzlies leading Las Vegas 3-1 in Denver in the first period.
It's 4-3 here. Favor the Atlanta Knights. And also now in the second, we've got an update for you. Kansas City and Minnesota tied at 1. It's so tough. You don't know who to root for in that game when you're an Aero fan.
You just root for yourself to win. I mean, you're right. It's such a tight division with Atlanta and Kansas City, Minnesota, and the Aeros. All you got to do is take care of your own business and don't bother rooting for anybody else. But right now, the Aeros are not taking care of business. They trail 4-3 with 8.5 minutes to play. Nobody has a power play. All the penalties evened out.
Puck is shot into the Aero zone. Curtis Hunt now, as we've got Chitteroni behind the play, getting into it with Derek Mayer. Here is Yvel Roux in the Aero zone. That's popped away. And on is Ted Crowley. Crowley behind the net, wings a pass to center for Conroy. Now just missing Slivchenko, but Vadim cuts in, and then he's belted off the puck. Now it's centered. Knights will clear it out at neutral ice. Rob Robinson for Ted Crowley. He'll backhand it into the Atlanta Knights zone. Knights go back. Bradshaw can't clear. Slivchenko knocked it down. Conroy's fighting for it in the corner. We're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a penalty. And Jason Ruff saying, why? Why? And that leads me to believe this could be an Atlanta Knight minor coming up.
Well, I hope so, and I hope for the first time tonight the Aeros, Adam, can get an effective power play going. They really haven't had an effective one. And they really need one now as Brad Shaw is in danger of getting more than just the 2 minutes he's been hit with, as he will not leave Joe Ernst alone, barking at him from across the ice. Well, this is what you want. I mean, you got a man advantage while you're down 4-3 at home with under 8 minutes to play. You got to take advantage.
And a face-off in your opponent's end here. You got a face-off to the right of Derek Wilkinson right there in the circle. And you got your top power play unit out there. Mark Freer, Scott Arniel, Graham Townsend with Dave Tippett and Ted Crowley. And I will say this, the Aeros have moved the puck around, and the problem is they haven't had a lot of chances, and the ones they haven't quite bared down on. So they'll get another crack here on the power play with their 5th chance on the night. And boy, they need it here, trailing 4-3. Face-off to the right of Wilkinson. Crowley's got it. Rolled it over to Dave Tippett, turning it a right point. Now it'll go down behind the net for Mark Freer. Waiting some more. Now worked it back for Arniel to Tippett. Top of the slot, back for Scott Arniel. Arniel winds, fakes the shot. Now back Tippett, getting set. The shot just wide. The rebound came out in front, but Aeros is there, and he'll shoot it down the ice.
Well, it was a lot of work, and they got Tippett a good look at the goal, but it was not much of a shot. If indeed it was a shot he was trying, he may have just been hoping for a deflection.
Now Freer the other way, rolls it back for Arniel, back to the line, Tippett. And just about gave it away. Stays with the puck though. Arniel at the hash marks, right side getting set, jammed it down behind the net. Freer waiting. Arniel now gives to Tippett, wide shoot. Oh, it hit Townsend right in front, never made it to Wilkinson. Here is Crowley behind the net for Mark Freer. Looks in front. He had Townsend, can't get it. Now he centered it. It hit Wilkinson a little bit. Now Tippett the drive, deflected away. Aeros turn, but it's knocked away by Bannister. Can he clear it? Yes, he will. And down the ice it'll go. And the Aeros will make some changes on the power play. Harkins will come out with Maurice and Al Conroy. Here come the Aeros. Maurice across the line with Harkins. Dropped it for Conroy, left side. Conroy along the left wing boards, getting set. Base in the left circle. Gives to Todd Harkins, who has a goal in this hockey game and an assist. Harkins still with the puck. Not moving it though. Now shoots. Oh, and he ripped it right in there. Now does Conroy again. Base of the right circle with half a minute to go on the power play. Conroy to Tippett. Right back to Al Conroy playing the two-man game. Tippett the shot deflected. Puck came back behind the net. Maurice to Conroy. Waiting. Couldn't get the shot away. Now to the line. Tippett. Oh, and it was jammed away and out at center.
See, all that work, and they kept it in the zone all that time, but they haven't gotten a real good shot on goal during the power play.
And the Knights couldn't clear. Jakes, a shot. Oh, and a glove stop made by Wilkinson. Aaron Bowe takes his man Harnell on the boards, and it's shot down the ice just as the penalty expired. So this will be icing on the Atlanta Knights. Crowley goes back, and with 5:37 left, Russ, here in the third period, the Aeros come up dry and now trail 4-3.
Some credit, of course, to the Atlanta Knights. They made it so that the Aeros could move the puck around the perimeter, but never get a good look or a good shot. They had some opportunities, though, and couldn't get a good shot on Wilkinson. That's been really the difference. The Aeros' chances have really dried up since early in the game, and Atlanta has had a bunch of chances and has put 4 of them home to lead 4-3. But 5:37 still to be played in this game, and a lot can happen.
Chitteronio, Slivchenko, Robinson, Jakes for the Aeros. Eru, Ruff, Drulia. With Bannister and Peterson. Face-off, won by the Aeros. Jakes a wrist shot, hit skates, came to the near side. Alan Peterson's got it for Atlanta. He'll skate it up and out of the zone. He's bumped by Yo. And now turned around. Yo, a pass. Slivchenko hits the line. Vadim turns on the speed. Right in! Oh, great stop by Wilkinson. Slivchenko again. Waits, turns, shoots. Again, Wilkinson to save. They bang away at the rebound, and he's down and covering up. So Derek Wilkinson, for the first 27 minutes of this game, was lit up for 3 goals, but right now, nothing is going to get by him.
Really saw the skating ability of Vadim Slivchenko. Once, twice, 3 times he goes around and around. He gets the shot. It's stopped. He goes out, picks it up, comes high in the slot, brings it to the backhand, then spins around to the forehand, and Wilkinson makes the stop. He's got Yo standing on the doorstep, and Wilkinson didn't allow a rebound.
Face off to the left of Derek Wilkinson. And the rookie goaltender now, as usual, playing like a 10-year veteran right now. Here's Jakes the drive. That hit a skate. Puck stays in the Atlanta zone. It's fished out by Chitteroni, but the Knights take it away and shoot it down the ice. Icing will be the call. Robinson goes back with 5 minutes to play in the third, and the Knights lead it 4-3, and we'll bring you the last 5 minutes right after this. 5 minutes remaining in this hockey game. 4-3 Atlanta. Aeros need one to tie, and they had their chances. But Derek Wilkinson has had quite a bit to say about that here in the third period, where we saw Pat Jablonski very strong in the first. We're seeing Derek Wilkinson very strong in the third period. And the Knights lead at 4-3. Chitteroni trying to win the draw, but McReynolds won it for Atlanta over to Derek Mayer. He's spun off the puck by Yo. Now Yo and Mayer go at it some more. Here's Brad Shaw behind the cage, and he'll send a pass for Gretzky. Out at center now, McReynolds. He'll shoot the puck into the Houston Aeros zone. It came squarely out in front, but the Aeros are there. Crowley, a pass, knocked to center. Here comes Yoaslivchenko. 3-on-2 as Chitteroni joins the rush. Right in, Wade shoots, Wilkinson with the glove save, and he will snatch that from the jaws of the twine and hold on.
Good, quick wrist shot by Mario Chitteroni to the glove side, and Wilkinson makes the stop. Yo brings it in the zone, brings it to his left, sees Chitteroni in the middle, and Chitter gets a good snapping wrist shot off to the far side, but Wilkinson all over that with the leather.
And a face-off to his right as the Aero bench trying to find something deep to tie this game. And a face-off to the right of Derek Wilkinson. Freer wins the draw. Ted Crowley to Hunt. A drive went right off Dave Tippett. That's smart. Bannister now trying to clear the puck. It was held in, but second effort cleared to center by Drulia. Now the puck sliced up into the Aero, or into the Knight zone rather. Peterson trying to clear. Skate to skate. Freer trying to move it along the boards. It's frozen along the far boards of the Aeros' right point, and it's pried away by Mark Freer, but then taken by Ruff and spun down the ice. Crowley has to hustle back for Houston. He'll hammer it along the boards, and Scott Arneal will await for its arrival and scamper up ice. Arneal releases the pass to Crowley. Blue line slap shot and a stick save made by Wilkinson, and he will let it go up and out of play. 51 to go in the third, 4-3 in favor of the Atlanta Knights.
Last couple of times they've been in the zone, Crowley's had it. He's just let it fly, and at this point you got to do that. They've gone long enough without getting good shots on goal where something might happen. When in doubt, fire it.
Hey, Aero fans, we got a great way for you to see your favorite hockey team in person. It's the Hilo Family Fun Pack. All you have to do is pick up coupons at any Houston area Hilo Auto Parts store and redeem them at the Summit box office. Each Fun Pack consists of 4 game tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 soft drinks, all for $30. Fun Pack game dates are February 26th. And well, excuse me here. This is a little dated here, but they're coming up March 2nd, excuse me, or April 2nd against the Minnesota Moose. Pardon me. I had a little trouble reading my card there. My fault. But we know this Sunday, the final game. Here is Derek Wilkinson now. He'll leave the puck for Derek Mayer, and Davey trying to clear for Christian Campo, and Campo moves it up and out at second. Campo across the line, had it tipped away. Maurice rolls it for Jakes. Now the Aeros. Jakes at center, across the line, getting set. Now jams it down for Maurice. It came to Conroy, centered, right on. Wilkinson, a stick save. Wow, Harkins came in there. Now the puck is blasted to center. Time down to 3:05. Harkins to Conroy, a shot that slides down to Wilkinson. He'll gobble that up and hold on with exactly 3 minutes to go in the third period, and the Atlanta Knights lead at 4-3.
Don't give it up. The Aeros are hanging in there. They're trying to get the equalizer. So many times this year, and we've seen it both ways, for them and against them. Somebody scores just in the final minutes of a game to tie it, and then take that momentum into a shootout and win it. Well, that's what the Aeros are trying to do here. They had a 3-0 lead, and they were playing terrific hockey. And then the Atlanta Knights found their game and started scoring and lead 4-3. They're trying to break a 5-game losing streak.
Ace off to the left of Derek Wilkinson. Aeros win the draw. Here's Curtis Hunt now. He'll jab the puck down low. Chitteroni fighting for it. And wow, caught a bit of a high stick, I think, from Brian McReynolds inadvertently. Still in there fighting for the puck. And now it's tossed away by Bannister. And Hiller will clear it out at center ice. Curtis Hunt at his own blue line. He'll send a pass for Yo. Moves through the neutral zone. Yo, right side. Jams it in there, but it's tossed away by the Knights, and they will clear it. Atlanta Knights playing very stingy defense right now. Now, the other way, it's Gallant trying to center one. It came out in front as Hiller getting tied up with Chitteroni, and Curtis Hunt clears it for Yo. Hits the line with Slivchenko. Here is Vadine taking the pass, cutting in, centered, but he couldn't find Yo. And then the net becomes dislodged as we will get a whistle with 2:11 left in this third period. Knights up 4-3. At least same two teams going at it. Friday night from the Omni in Atlanta. The final regular season meeting, the Aeros and the defending Turner Cup champion Atlanta Knights. It is a 6:30 face-off, a game you can hear on KNUZ Radio and see on KTXH UPN 20. And then Sunday, the final regular season home game, a game you can hear on KNUZ Radio as well as see right here on HSC. And as we said, it's a home game of all home games because we're giving away a home, a $95,000 home right here. So get your tickets, as Russ has talked about all night. Not too many left. And then Tuesday night, Cincinnati Cyclones are hosting the Aeros as they begin a 4-game regular season ending road trip.
Tough way to end the season. 4 on the road while still jockeying for playoff position. I mean, they're in the playoffs, but jockeying for which position they will go in at.
They'll play Cincinnati, take 2 days off to travel to Indianapolis via the Iron Lung, if you will. They'll go to Indianapolis on Friday, Peoria Saturday, and wrap it all up at the Rosemont Horizon in Chicago against the Wolves on Sunday. Face-off controlled by the Atlanta Knights. Derek Mayer to Jason Ruff. It's out at center. Time, yes, a factor, but a 1-goal game. And as you know, the option of pulling Jablonski comes soon. Here is Arneal. He'll bring it into the Atlanta Knights zone, and the Knights are back for it. Brad Shaw ripped it along the boards. It'll go to Drulia. He'll clear it out at center ice. Arneal is there. Scott Arneal gives to Robinson. Moving down the right side, couldn't get the shot away, and it's right back out at center ice. 1:39 left. Here is Robinson, couldn't find the handle, and now we'll keep an eye on Jablonski. Puck is back in the Aero zone. If they can get it into the Knight zone deep, Jablonski will come to the bench. Here is Harkins, moving it down the right side, couldn't get it over the line, and the Knights clear it. Robinson with 1:21 left. Robinson pinned by Gavey. It'll go into the corner for Bannister, pursued by Conroy, and it's taken by Gavey. Can he clear it? No. Aeros hold it in. Jablonski, though, still in the game with 1:10 to go, and it goes right back down the ice. Jablonski will come way out to play the puck and hand it over to a speeding Mike Maurice. Reversed it in his own zone. Yo. Now it's played by Crowley with under a minute to go, and the Aeros trail 4-3. Crowley rips a shot in. Jablonski comes to the bench. Extra attackers. The Aeros a shot. It's blocked. In the corner, Slivchenko fighting for it. Conroy couldn't center a pass. It came behind Peterson. Couldn't clear the zone. Net is empty. 6 attackers for the Aeros. The 5 for the Knights. Here is Al Conroy. Left wing boards. Pull to the hash mark. Centered right in. Oh, Wilkinson stopped that. And I don't know how. Yo couldn't center a pass. It came in front. Aeros turning. And they can't get a shot away. Crowley looped it in the corner. 23 seconds left. Conroy belted into the boards. Puck was centered, but it was too hard as Maurice's shot. That just went wide of the net. Aeros working hard, but can't get him on goal. Here's the puck to the line. Crowley left side. Jammed it down. It was worked away by Gretzky, but Slivchenko got it with 8 seconds left. Vadine waiting, turning, centering. Oh, the shot went wide, and that'll come to the near side. And that will be the hockey game. Hiller will shoot it down, and the Atlanta Knights score 4 unanswered goals, and they defeat the Houston Aeros by a score of 4-3.
Everything but the tying goal there in that last minute of play, right down to the final couple of seconds. That centering pass to Conroy, and he ripped it just wide. They had good shots. They had pucks bouncing around. They had everything, but they couldn't slide one home.
Tough loss for the Aeros, who now fall 2 points behind the Atlanta Knights. And we'll sort all that out when we return. 4-3 the final, and we'll be back.
Aeros broadcast has been brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Flying the low-fare airline is just plain smart. By Columbia HCA Healthcare Corporation, a new commitment to healthcare together. And by Hilo Auto Supply, for the lowest prices every day. What you need is Hilo.
Welcome back to the Summit. Adam Gordon along with Russ Small, 4-3, the final tonight. You know, it's funny, you look at the Aeros, they picked up that win Saturday night, 4-3 in the shootout, and tonight they tried to get it done, but could not, as we take a look at our Southwest Airlines plays of the game, and they're Derek Wilkinson making some big saves.
Well, you know, they beat him early, but they couldn't beat him late. Here he's making save after save. There's people camped on his doorstep. These are the final moments of the game. A great opportunity for Mike Yo, and he just sees that centering pass all the way and knocks it away. It was just a lot of good scoring chances late in the game. But in fairness, Adam, after the Aeros had their 3 goals, their best scoring chances came only in the last minute.